They know.
Not to worry, not to worry. Hello, everybody. We are live, and it is such a pleasure to be here and to be celebrating. Mostly, this is just an excuse to get together with some friends. And so a couple of them have already shown up, I'm delighted to say. And let me see who's here in the chat already. Thank you so much, Glenn. Great to see you there. Glenn has a great channel himself. I've had the privilege of being in a few discussions with him, notably most recently on Ursula Le Guin's Earthsea books. Had a great time with those. And those are on my Le Guin playlist if anyone's ever curious to watch those. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope you sleep well. And there's Glenn again. And we've got Kale. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. And there is Jared. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jared. And Sarah Beth. All right. And look at all these great people here. I'm not going to be able to go through every single one, but I want to acknowledge all you wonderful people who have turned up in the chat to say hello. There's Tori. All right. There's Jeff, self-published author whose book I'm going to be reading later this year. All right. There's Darko. Thank you so much. And Andrew Watson. All right. Evie. You're going too fast for me now.
You've got it. You've got it. Don't worry. I have faith in you.
I can keep up. I just have to keep clicking. Christopher, John. Thank you so much, John. You're an awesome guy. John is also a self-published author. Check out his book. He's got a YouTube channel too. Just some wonderful people here. And there's Heidi. And all right. Me too. I'm glad you're here. And oh, here we go. Thanks, Glenn. And there's Derry, who's back in her home now. Yay!
Hooray!
We are so glad for that. And there's Tom Orange. Great channel, you guys. So many great people here. All right. All right. And now I'm going to talk to my two guests who are here for a moment. So I want to, if in case you don't know these two lovely people who are with me right now, and we'll have other people coming and going during the course of the chat. These two are both the creators behind a couple of wonderful channels. And you can see the names of their channels right there by their names. There's Angela, who has Do Unicorns Read, a lovely name for a channel, in my opinion.
Well, thank you.
And I've been in some great discussions already with Angela. And oh, here's Sam as well. Thank you, Sam. And it is, you guys got a hello too from Derry.
Yeah, hello, Derry.
So yeah, Angela and I most recently were in those Dune discussions on your channel, which is fantastic. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to a discussion that's coming up. It's going to be fantastic. You want to tell us a little bit about it, Angela? The discussion you have coming up that on fantasy and religion. I think it's going to be a really
discussion on the role of religion in fantasy and speculative fiction in general, with Philip Chase as one of the authors, P.L. Stewart, another one of the authors, Holly Tinsley, another author, all three interested in that topic. And I will also be joined by two booktubers, AP Canavan and Laura from Fantasy Ebosh. And I think it will be on my channel on the 19th of April, probably.
Very exciting. Yeah, I think that's going to be awesome. Speaking of the Nemesis, let me see. Who's this? Oh my goodness. What is this? Who is this imposter? Who is this imposter holding the Wave of Dan upside down?
Or you read. I'm Philip Chase. Welcome to my channel on the best of fantasy.
Love it. I don't know which is which. Who do I look at?
I know, right?
Oh, it was a mask. Oh.
Yeah, that will be hard to top for you, Brian, on your channel. I mean, you have some really good costumes, but...
Well, we have some things in the works right now that I think you'll enjoy.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So yes, we all knew. And by the way, you look great with that mask on, AP.
I hate you. Nemesis.
Oh dear. So I was introducing my beautiful guests here. So Angela, I've introduced, and Brian from BellTube is just running one of the most exciting channels out there right now, and so dynamic, so much fun. And I just recommend that everybody check him out. But I'm so happy to have Brian here joining me. And Angela and Brian are also, by the way, joining me for SPFBO, the self-published fantasy blog off. They're going to be part of my team going forward next year for SPFBox, which is what we're calling SPFBO 10, with the X being the number 10 there. So SPFBox is what we're calling that. So
Philip,
I'm glad you explained the whole X thing meaning 10, because, you know, otherwise we wouldn't have gotten it.
I don't know. I think, does everyone know their Roman numerals? I don't know.
Do I give them the address now for the bribes, or do we wait until the spring a little bit closer to the actual?
A little bit closer. Then you can give the PO box where to send the brown envelopes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. So I think Matt's got a point here. The origin story behind the mask. AP, do you want to tell this, or should I spill the beans?
Well, it's very, very simple. Philip was meant to be at ICFA this year, but for understandable reasons, like evil and nefarious, I believe they were, he couldn't make it after promising everyone that he would be there and we were going to have these great discussions. And so Don made the mask in order that Philip could be represented at ICFA. And Don very, very carefully made sure that we all knew that Philip was actually empty-headed. It's full of hot air.
I feel so loved. I feel so loved. That's great. That's just great. That's a work of art. That's a work of art. There's just
I need one.
You need one Philip Chase mask? Or...
Oh my God, yes. Can you imagine the havoc that would go on at BellTube if I had a Philip Chase mask?
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, probably your subscriber count would just take off. Who knows?
It would soar. It would soar to the stars.
So, yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, I guess that's true. Yeah. Absolutely true.
True.
Yep. Let me see. We got another person here to join us. I think I have the cheapo version, the free version of StreamYard. So I can have up to 6 people in here. And that means that another friend from across the Atlantic can join us. And here he is, I think. I don't know why he's not showing up there. Oh, it's coming. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he's frozen or something, but he'll be along, I hope. There's a spot there for him. Let me see if I can fix that.
Philip, you and technology, a match made in hell.
This is true. This is true. He'll be back. Let me see. If he's moving in there, I'll add him again. But anyway, yeah, that is the origin story, the true story. Don Mates, Janny Wurts' husband, very kindly made that. I think with some directions from Janny Wurts, perhaps. Speaking of which, I just finished actually reading Grand Conspiracy. Just finished like a couple hours ago.
Oh, wow.
Brilliant stuff. This is book 5 in the Wars of Light and Shadow by Janny Wurts. That's her art. One of my favorite covers that she's done, actually. I love that cover.
That's exactly who I'm reading right now.
You're also reading Janny Wurts.
I am.
Wow.
I am. To Ride Hell's Chasm. I am 50% into the book.
Wow. And so, you are discovering the richness that is Janny Wurts' prose, I guess, right now.
It is fantastic. Everything about the story is really good. And one of the things that I can appreciate so much is that in Book of the New Sun, you would wait for chapters or possibly even further books to get your answers to the questions that you're not quite understanding. But what I'm finding with Janny Wurts is I still get those questions, but they're resolved in a few pages. So it makes it for a much more pleasant read for me. It's
Yeah.
really good though. I'm enjoying it tremendously.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I know that AP also has a lot to say about Janny Wurts' prose. And we've been doing this wonderful read with Johanna of the Wars of Light and Shadow. There's other groups of people who are also reading Wars of Light and Shadow at the moment too. Some really nice people on this platform. So AP, I don't know, do you want to say a word or two about our author friend Janny Wurts?
Well, I tried to record another video today, which may have birdsong in it again, because I was trying to record outside because it was the only time I had available. And I was going through just a short passage from Grand Conspiracy that's available on the website, just to pick up on some of the techniques that Wurts employs in the writing. And, you know, a lot of people, we talk a lot about how rich the writing is, how rich her prose is, her use of language, the fact that she tries to use the breadth and depth of the English language to convey very nuanced thoughts. But one of the things I was trying to point out was she's actually very intentional about what she's putting in, but also very careful not to leave the reader behind. And it's not spoon feeding or hand holding, but a lot of the key points, as you're going through, something gets introduced, and then slowly you'll get an additional development that adds to your understanding as you progress. And so there's a clear intentionality to how information is being revealed. It's not, this was all spur of the moment. It's meticulously planned out. And it's actually very, very careful in how a lot of the information is conveyed. And it's something I really enjoy, is that level of specificity and intentionality behind the writing that you can really feel. And you can see on the page that it's not just frippery and using a fancy word because I know fancy words that you know some people dismiss. It's using the right word for that specific thing. So like I can't recommend her writing enough if you like that type of very rich, intentional, meticulous prose. That there is a richness to that language, and it stretches your vocabulary. Like I think many of us, you know, we read a lot. We think we have a very broad vocabulary until we come across something that is just using these words, or using an archaic form of the word, or an archaic meaning of the word. And it stretches us, and it takes me back to when I was much, much younger and reading fantasy and these big books for the first time, like reading Donaldson for the first time and just going, right, I don't know what that word means. Time to look it up. And it was so exciting. And so that excitement sometimes fades away over time because, you know, a lot of commercial fiction and commercial fantasy tends toward the lower registers. And so it's so refreshing to have one that is putting me back into that position of being young again and learning stuff again. So that's just what I wanted to say about it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. On Gala, have you read Janny Wurts, anything by her yet?
Yes, I've read the first two of the Wars of Light and Shadow.
Okay.
So Curse of the Mithrite and Ships of Marior. Is that the second one? Yes. Yeah. So I've read those. I was part of the read-along that was going on over on the Page Showing forum, and then they just ran away from me. Or the pace was just getting faster, and I couldn't keep up with that. But I really wanted to go back to her, and I'm totally agreeing with what IP says about her prose. It's just
it's very rich.
Very unique and very, very enjoyable in some respects. So hoping to get back to her soon. Whenever I see her in interviews, I'm thinking, wow, she's really my kind of female writer. I need to read more Janny Wurts. And then, of course, also, she's a visual artist. So what's not to like? No?
Yeah, like yourself. Yeah.
Like myself, yes. So colleague.
I think that's a fair term to use. Yeah, absolutely. So we have another friend here. It's Sam Harrison. Hi, hello, Sam. I always wanted to say that to you.
Hi, hello. I don't know if my sound is coming through.
Yeah, you are coming through. We are hearing you. It's great to see you. Sam's channel is Sam Harrison. He's another great friend and addition to the SPFBO team that we have going forward for SPFBox. So I'm really excited that Sam is going to be joining us. Sam is a already proven supporter of self-published fantasy. So I think it's just fantastic to have him on board, a natural for this sort of task. So Sam, are you looking forward to being a judge for SPFBO?
Yeah, definitely. I actually was planning on doing a video which was going to be reading SPFBO winners and picking my favorite. So I feel like I'll shelve that one, and we'll get through this year's SPFBox contestants.
All right. Yeah, that's going to be great. I'm really very grateful to all of you.
Philip, hang on a sec. SPFBox, like, could you explain why the X is on the end again? Because like I'm really confused.
I think the X stands for extra power.
Extra power. There we go. Yeah. X is for X marks the spot, right? That's where you'll find the treasure.
Oh, right. Okay.
So if you're in need of any treasure, go to SPFBO. There's lots of treasure there. I like that. Yeah. So yeah. Awesome. And who else do we have here? Look, who is here? Who were we talking about just now? Wow. I guess we could say hello. So nice to see you here, Janny Wurts. We were just, I don't know if your ears are red or not, but we were having a good time talking about you. So, yay. And hopefully soon we will be in a discussion with Janny Wurts as we continue. Oh, and AP, of course, has the mask. AP has the mask.
The problem is, in trying to talk with this thing on, it's a wee bit echoey.
It is a little bit, but yeah, very funny. Very funny, Apto. Yes, okay, very good.
I'm going to say any resemblance between Apto Canavalian and myself is a spurious rumor.
It's a well-known fact that Steven Erikson based the character of Apto Canavalian completely 100% on this fellow right here, AP Canavan, Critical Dragon. I mean, it's in the name. It's pretty much spelled out. Apto Canavalian sounds eerily similar to your name.
I don't see the resemblance.
Not only that, but all you have to do is read Crackpot Trail, and you will recognize the slippery character that is Apto Canavalian in my nemesis here. So there cannot be any doubt whatsoever. Sorry. So, well, this is fantastic. Look at all the great people here. Also, I wanted to ask you, Angela and Brian, and thank you again for agreeing to do this task. I'm really, really excited to have a team. You have no idea what difference it's going to make. I read in the first phase of SPFBO, it's 30 books. Okay, yeah. That's a lot of books. And then, of course, in the second phase, I have to read the other 9 finalists. So that's 39 books in the space of a year, which is in addition to whatever I'm trying to do here already. I have few buddy reads going on, so I just have been managing, but I was thinking I can't do that another year. There's 1 or 2 people who've done it on their own, and I have no idea how they manage it, but most people are on teams. They're just lots of teams helping each other out, so I'm so happy. What we need now, though, guys, is a team name, right? So
That's true.
Anyone have any suggestions there for us in the chat, or any of you guys have any ideas for a team name?
I'll think on something.
Are you not going to go for something along the lines of something to do with the Chasers?
I mean, I had a few suggestions on my the weeks that were. I thought there was some promise there, like book chasers or fantasy chasers, something along those lines. It does kind of ask to be used there, doesn't it? The chase thing. Yeah. I don't know. But if we could come up with something else, even, I guess. I mean, I haven't heard anything where I'm like, yes, that's the name, right? So I don't know.
We have a little bit of time still, I think.
We do. Before it's like we have to have our official name. There we go. There's a suggestion. Thank you, John. We have a mascot already, I guess, don't we? Okay. I'm kind of liking that. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Team Dear Doctors, I like that. Or I don't know. I don't want it to be about me so much either necessarily, but
that makes a change for you. The best of fantasy.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. All right.
He's just a positive guy. He wants to talk about the best of fantasy.
All right. Well, look who else is here. This is a guy who comes up with awesome names all the time. This guy right here. There he is. This is the guy who gave me the name for my show, Dear Dr. Fantasy, actually. So if I need a good name, I know I can count on Mike any old time. But Mike, hello, how are you?
I'm good. I'm trying to figure out how to do this with my phone like you do, and it should be easier, right?
It should be, yeah, with the iPhone. And thank you so much for coming. I know you're absolutely busy right now. Congratulations on that kitchen finally being done, the kitchen saga.
I just got home from work, so yeah.
Mm.
You're the the East Coast elite. It's hard for me to get available in that time period. I try.
Well, some of us here are all the way across the ocean, even. So those are the real elite, I guess.
I've heard of a couple of these folks. I think so. Yeah. How is everyone?
Doing great. Good to see you. Sam's got his Guinness there. He's good to go. That is Guinness, I hope.
That's
It is, yeah.
Nice.
Doesn't sound like a bad night.
Yeah.
No, it's almost 11 o'clock. I'm on holiday. The whole family is asleep.
Oh, mine isn't. Let's see.
Thank you, Janny Wurts. Much appreciated. All right. And there's Mick Garfield. Thank you. I'm trying to get to everybody's comment. Okay, here's another possible. Mike, we're trying to come up with a name for my SPFBO team. And the Coattail Chasers. Okay.
Not terrible.
I've always been partial to elbow patches, but I know you weren't quite as affectionate about that name as I was. But,
the elbow patches. I like that. I don't know. Do we all have elbow patches? Do we all have tweed? I forgot to ask you guys if you have tweed.
You know I do.
Yes.
You know in the costume department, there's most definitely a Philip Chase blazer hanging.
Nice. Okay, well that's good.
I had your type of job, so I have the academic uniform. Of course, I have tweed.
Good. And Sam, are we good with the tweed?
I actually don't think I own a tweed jacket, which
as
someone who's born in London feels wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there you are.
My wife threw mine away, I think.
Oh, really?
It was old. It was vintage.
Oh, no. Okay.
Are you going to go with Tweedledee and Tweedledum?
Tweedledee.
I'm definitely the dumb. There's no doubt there.
No, I think I've already got that covered by myself. No. All right.
I was thinking of something along with like an old school swing band name or something, like Philip and the Chasettes, but I haven't really nailed it down yet.
Okay. We're going to have
I think we need to workshop that one a little bit.
All right. Yeah, there we go. Now that's familiar territory right there, Mike. We know that place. Yeah.
That's right. I could get the phone high enough. So. No, it's too high. Well, forget it.
That works. So, well, thanks for showing up.
No, I got you. It's no big deal. I'm sorry I didn't check my email until today.
Oh, no worries. It was pretty impromptu. We're just here having a good time.
Was it 25? Was it 25 million? 25 million?
25,000 crazy people. And actually, I put out a One Piece video last week.
I saw it. It's completely blown away the viewership I've gotten for any of my One Piece videos. So apparently you One Piece harder than I do. So
it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was a really, really wonderful welcome I got.
You
From
know,
the
that's
One
what everybody
Piece.
tells you. Hey, do a One Piece video to get like 100,000 views. I do it and it doesn't do anything. So no, it's not
Oh
always
no.
true. It's not always true. Sometimes you get lucky.
I think the titling of that video made a big difference because you titled it English Professor Reacts to One Piece or English Professor
You use those
Reviews.
key words like react. People love the word react.
Yeah, I think that
No.
absolutely got picked up, that way. So if
That
Mike
was actually not. I originally just titled it "My Thoughts on the East Blue Saga of One Piece," and one of the early commenters said you should change it to English Professor, and you'll get more views that way. And I was like, okay. So I have to give credit for that because that comment is still there among the 1,000-something.
I'm going to change mine to Weeb Noob starts One Piece for the first time or something like that. Maybe I'll do something better.
I mean, this whole YouTube thing is crazy, isn't it? Just how do you get a winning title that people will be like, oh, this is I'm gonna watch that. Or what makes people click on that thumbnail?
When you edit together a dramatic reading for like 4 hours and it gets like 2,000 views, but then you put like, hey, this was my favorite scene in Wheel of Time, and it gets like 200,000 views. It's amazing how that works, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I have not figured out the algorithm. I am far from figuring out the algorithm, I'm afraid. But anyway, we have our fun anyway. I think that's what we do around here best, don't we? We just do what we do.
We don't all have as much fun as Brian, but I don't think anyone has as much fun as Brian.
Brian, let me tell you something about Brian today in the third person. Brian spent approximately 35 minutes shooting a video and approximately 5 hours and 35 minutes editing said video.
Ouch.
So that was not quite as fun BellTube backstage as usual, but yeah, I'm having fun with this so far. So far, so good.
Can I add more people? I have another person waiting in this behind the scenes. Am I only allowed 6 with the free StreamYard, or do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll add our guests here in a little bit when somebody gets sick of me here.
Yeah, or if you need to kick me off, for sure.
Yeah,
me
or myself. I mean, it's getting late here anyway, so I mean.
Oh yes, it is now. No. Oh yes, 11.
Yeah, it's 11.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Whoever. No pressure or anything, but whenever somebody goes, I'll let Abel in here as well. So yeah, I mean, what were we talking about before? You
were talking about One Piece for a minute.
How to get people to click on that thumbnail? Oh, we were talking about Brian, I think, weren't we?
What?
Brian was giving us his backstage story, how hard the BookTube live can be.
Editing is something else. And
at least the video is there. I had to refilm a whole thing because the editing software said, no, I'm not opening this file. So yay.
That's not fun.
No, that's not fun at all. So yeah.
But I've certainly recorded videos without the camera on. I've recorded plenty of videos without the microphone on.
That is a rite of passage. That's
absolutely.
I set my viewfinder to turn off if it's not recording for that very reason, because I think I recorded my Why You Should Read Dark Tower video 3 times before I realized, oh hey, I finally remembered to turn the camera on this time.
Yeah.
Ouch. I can only say I've done it once where I instead of clicking on record on my phone, I think I hit what's the one where it records everything and it compresses it to like 10 seconds. So I made like a 20-minute video that took 10 seconds to watch. I was just going really, really fast. Yeah. So
excellent.
Yep.
Excellent.
And it just, when that happens, you just got to think, okay, that was a dress rehearsal I just did, right? Yeah.
I envy everyone who's got all the time to make all these like really well produced videos. And I watch videos like Andrew Watson's and I'm like, these are so well made and well edited. And then I go back.
He's cheating.
Sit on my sofa for 10 minutes.
Yeah. He's cheating though, because he's a professional, isn't he?
And
he's
I'll allow it.
I mean, I really do think editing is a skill that you have to work at to get better. I mean, where I am is the most basic of basic. Where what he does is pretty incredible. And like captured in words, oh my God, his editing is nuts.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's some people who, Jay's amazing with his editing. There's just a lot of time you can tell put into that for sure. And he's doing a fun thing. I thought he's bringing a group of people to Ireland. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah. I think Mike and I's invitation must have been lost in the mail somewhere.
No, he put out an invitation a while back saying he's like, I'm organizing a trip to Ireland. Who wants to come? Or a trip initially. And then he turned it into, I think there was a vote or something, and it became Ireland. So that's, a bunch of people, like BookTube related people, are going to go on a trip to Ireland.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
cool.
Are you coming?
I'm not, unfortunately. I didn't get involved, but, I know.
I would have just left.
I know. You just left, right? Yeah.
I'm still here.
They were waiting for you to go.
No use to me either.
Oh, yeah. There he is. Yeah. Well, you're good. We all know you're good. Yeah, Jay puts a lot of time into that too. I actually don't myself. When people say, like Brian just said, I just did 5 hours. I'm like, what do you do for those 5 hours? Because I hit record on this, and then it records. And at the end, if I coughed or something, I edit that out, and it takes 10 minutes. And then I upload it. What happens?
I think you and I, Philip, is like you're used to giving lectures in class. I podcasted for a decade before I did this, so we don't feel like we have to cut very much. There's a lot of people who are not quite as eloquent with their speaking, not because they're not any good, but they just haven't done it as much, because people ask me, how'd you get to this point? I was like, well, I did it for a long time first. That's how I got there. But
yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that if you can't talk for, an hour without saying, or,
I still do. I just don't care.
Or sneeze, I sneeze sometimes, but with me, I said early on, I was not going to be one of those people who does a lot of editing because I hate doing it. And I was like, I already feel like I'm spending too much time on it. I'm not going to, I respect the hell out of those who do it. Like what Jay does is like amazing. People ask me, why don't you do editing like Jay does? Like, cause I can't. I don't know how he does it. Okay. I'm not magic. So that's why. And I'm like, my channel is always just going to be, here's a fixed camera angle. I'll put a couple graphics on the screen for you. Done. Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of great editing, I want to point out this guy here, this Alec, brand new channel. His first video is fantastic. Really
cool.
Good stuff. So I would encourage everybody to check out his channel, This Alec. Brand new, tiny channel. Give it a watch. I think you're going to see something really cool there. So great to see you here, Alec. And it is amazing, the people who are starting channels these days, it does feel like there's a lot more sophistication. You guys agree?
It cheats. They start now and they have perfect lighting and perfect visuals and perfect audio. Yeah. What is that for?
Oh, we're celebrating. You brought balloons, Mike.
All right. Well, okay. It's news to me.
Wait, which one does the balloons? Is it this? No. Okay.
Yeah. No, you got fireworks.
I got fireworks.
Philip, seriously, someone needs to take that toy away from you.
That's for you, AP.
I love it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, is that Brian? Is that what the 5 hours? What happened there in those 5 hours?
It's probably half me not wanting to work at my other normal company and making extra time available for my BookTube stuff. But a lot of it is just simple stuff like throwing in the video elements to show a book that I'm reading, on an e-reader or a Kindle rather than having the physical copy to hold up. Or it could be sound effects. Or in my case today, I put in a background music track that was only maybe 2 minutes long, but I had to somehow make it 23 minutes long. So there was just, a lot of minutia that I'm convinced nobody besides me will either care about or even notice. But I'm like, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. So I don't know. At some point, I'll be able to just kind of talk for 20 straight minutes, hit the record button, hit the upload button, and go back to my normal career, which would be great.
Well, I love your videos.
Thank you.
I always have so much fun on your channel. It's just a great time, and I think everybody's figuring that out. Oh, we have another name here for our SPFBO team. I kind of like that one.
The Philly Tweed Stakes.
Yeah, that's even better, AP.
Philly Tweed Stakes. That has serious potential right there.
Does that one have legs?
That might have. I think that we put that in the. That's a keeper when we get to the options column.
I think Heidi might have given us some inspiration there. I don't know. I like it.
I think I'll pick up the tweed jacket again.
Yeah, you'll have to find that one or get a new one, Sam. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know how you did that. SPFBO all by yourself and still do a channel and still read all the books that you want to read. I mean, that is an onerous task.
I make my friends wait for me to do other reads. Like AP's way ahead of me now in the Wars of Light and Shadow. So slowly getting there, AP. Sorry.
That's okay. We can talk about it. I have to remind myself about what has occurred up to that point, so I don't go, oh yeah, because this thing, and you're like, no, that's from a later book.
Yeah.
It's a bit unfair.
Oh, Heidi's coming up with more names here. All right. All right, this is a question for everybody. How many books do you go through within a month? Who wants to start on that one? Angela, how many do you read a month typically?
In a good month, 4 to 5.
Same.
In not a good month, could be just 1. I'm a very, very slow reader, which most people don't believe, because I've read quite a lot, but then it's like, reading continuously, so, but so 4 to 5 would be a good month.
Yep. How about you, Brian?
Well, I kind of cheat because I do books on Audible during the daytime while I'm supposedly working at this company that I have. So normally 8 or 9, and I'm going to say about 4 or 5 are physical books, and generally 4 are Audible books. But this last month, I only did 5 total, which is about as low of a reading month as I've ever had. So I'm greatly anticipating April picking up March, because I don't know what I think I know what happened. Demon and White happened for me in March.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
It's amazing book, but it's just one of those books that not only is it dense, but I feel like there's information that could be vital on any given page. And if you stop paying attention a little bit, you might miss something pretty important and significant later on. So it forces at least me to slow down my normal page count per hour, so to speak. So I think Damon and White is my excuse. I blame Rockio. I'm going to start trying to blame authors on more things that go south in my life. So I'll make sure to get room in there for you too, Dr. Chase.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
yes.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, audio is not cheating. I mean, sure, but I envy people who can do audiobooks. I can't really. I mean, I tried listening to it while painting, because this is sometimes not so interesting, and sometimes it's really literally watching paint dry. No, but find that a bit too distracting.
I'm just sorry, I had to laugh at that.
You're literally watching paint dry.
Yeah. You
Sorry,
actually are. Yeah.
Part and parcel of the job. I can't help it. But it's thrilling. Like, guys, I mean, you have no idea. Or normally I read then in the evenings, and if I'm listening to audiobooks in the evenings, I just fall asleep. So it just doesn't really work out for me. So.
Wow.
I mean, I think at least for me, audiobooks work great for simpler books. More complicated material, forget about it. I cannot imagine doing Malazan by audiobook or, Wheel of Time with 8,000 Aes Sedai, all with a name starting with L, over 14 books Forget it. I'd be calling Mike for his spreadsheet at that point.
I've been lost. I'm like the people with the JFK assassination records. It's been lost. We don't know what happens to it.
We don't know.
Weird.
It's gone. So I think audio is great for simple stuff. The more complicated the material is, I think the trickier it is, and especially because you can't just turn back, a couple of chapters and look for that character's name again. They're lost in the audio ether somewhere.
Yeah, I already know your answer, Mike, because I'm the same pretty much as you. But you're also.
It depends on how thick the books are, but usually I'd say in between like 4 and 5 books, which is why I don't understand what people are like, how do you read so fast? Like, dude, like everyone else here saying they read like 20 books last month. I'm 4, watch out. I'm really burning up the road, but I can't audio at all. I just in one ear and out the other. It don't matter how simple it is. Everybody said, oh yeah, try something else that's a little lighter. So I tried a Dresden Files book and I didn't understand anything that was going on. So
yeah, that was my problem. I tried
2 hours gone by and I was like, I could tell you maybe one thing that happened and it's because I grew up listening to a lot of talk radio, a lot of sports radio and stuff, and you don't have to pay full attention to that, so you can just block stuff out. Or maybe I just got used to blocking my kids out. You just can't turn that off, It's just,
Yep.
Listening ADD.
Yep. Sam, you do audio as well, I know.
Yeah, I tend to swap between audio and the physical, and I think that really helps. So I often will start the book and read like a quarter with physical, and then I will just switch to audio when I can't be reading, like doing the washing up or going for a run or like driving. I use audio, but there's a few series that I've struggled with the audio on. And I think first person narration really helps. So like the Empire of the Wolf books, because they're all first person, I've really got into those audio books, and I actually listened to the final book completely. I didn't read it at all. I only listened to it. But I was like Mike, like a year ago when I first I got back into reading like 2-3 years ago. And when I first got back into reading, I tried audiobooks and I was like, I'm not taking any of this in. I had to like go and buy the books on Kindle and restart them. But yeah, now I feel like I've kind of trained my brain a little bit. I've actually been listening to a lot of Wheel of Time. So I'm reading it for the first time. And I think I've read I probably read like 1 in 10 chapters via audio, but with the Rosamund Pike audio, because she's really good. Don't know why, wow. Just really connected.
Okay. She did. Okay, was that after the show started that she did the audiobooks for Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. She's done the first 3, and she's doing. I think they've said she's doing the 4th for when the new season launches.
Okay.
But I'm reading Shadow Rising for the first time in like 3 days. So I'm gonna have to go back to the old audiobooks now.
Okay. Wow.
Well, and I also think that there was some study that says that we listen at, for the average person, 1.8 times the reading speed is what you would have to crank the Audible up to match what most people read at. And then you sort of lose, it turns into Alvin and the Chipmunks almost. I think I'm dating myself with that, but it doesn't, I do that way too often, man. But I think
I get Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Okay. But I think so you sort of ruin the narrator's performance, because for example, Alan's going to put a ton of work into doing the Adan trilogy, and I don't want to listen to that at 1.8 to match my physical, eye reading speed. So if I'm going to do it and listen to that normal, speed that he's talking, it's going to almost double the amount of time it takes to read a book. So it's just something, I think you got to plan for when you're talking about however many books a month. Yeah, there you go, French. Or maybe Mike needs to just listen to it in a foreign language and that'll just kick in.
Yeah, that'll do it. That is so funny. Oh, no. 20 minutes. Yeah, I think I would be the same, or I might have fallen asleep already by then. Well, I want to
I forgot to say, I get through... I was going to say, I get through about like 4 to 6 books. Although some months, weirdly, like last November, I read all the Sanderson Secret Projects in a week. And so, literally, I read like half of Trust of the Emerald Sea in one evening and was like, okay, these books read real quick for me, and just absolutely smashed through it. But most months, it's about 4 or 5, I think.
Okay, that's great. If it would work for me, I would do it. I don't have a commute though. I have a 7-minute commute. You wouldn't get much audiobooking down there. So
yeah, same here. I mean, my commute is 30 seconds down the corridor and to the right. So yeah.
You start painting, yeah. Well, I do want to point out poor Abel is over there in Italy and it's super late there and he's still waiting to get in.
I think I will say goodbye because it's getting late for me as well. And congratulations again, Philip, to the
Thank you so
wonderful
much.
success of your channel. And
thank you so much, Angela.
Yeah.
Have a great night, Angela.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Bye.
All right.
Bye. Great to meet you.
All right, we'll put Abel in here. There he is. Sorry to make you wait, Abel.
Hi, everyone. Is the microphone working?
Yes,
It is.
you're good.
Yeah, we can.
I feel so bad that I'm in and someone had to go out.
Yeah, no problem.
That's horrible.
It's just great to see
but I'm
you.
so happy. And congratulations for this achievement. This is.
Well, thank you.
And I'm freaking out a bit because I'm surrounded by all the people that I follow on BookTube. And I follow many more, and I could have never, ever, ever imagined it to share a streaming with all of you. Well, like I see Mike at my left here, and I really, really can't believe it. And
I can't believe I'm on here with Brian from BellTube. This is amazing, man.
I heard he's incredible.
Thank you for this chance.
Mike, you are so right.
Dude, we got Brian on here, you know?
It's true, we are a white guy panel, but we're pretty international here. We got an Irish guy, an English guy, an Italian guy.
I will say, my mother is Venezuelan.
Sounds like a joke, right?
I'm usually much, much darker, but because we had a very horrible winter, I lose a little bit of my color because I'm usually much, much darker. That's weird.
That's true for AP too.
Even though I've been living in Florida for 8 months now, I am still incredibly pale because I'm afraid of going into the sun because it suddenly starts to smell like bacon, and that's me cooking.
Not to mention the mosquitoes. Don't forget the mosquitoes.
Oh, right.
They love Irish blood in Florida.
The worst thing about moving here was finding out I'm allergic to mosquito bites, but also now, because it's only female mosquitoes bite you, and they use the blood to, create their eggs. So now there's actually an entire generation of Irish mosquitoes flying around going, Ma, it's too hot.
Those poor mosquitoes that you have inflicted on Florida, AP. It's unconscionable. Yeah. Thank you, Jared. Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, that you should move up north where it's cold. We've had virtually no spring. We got a little bit of a tease here in Jersey, and then it suddenly became like winter clamped down again. We had like a little bit of snow yesterday even.
Yeah.
It was I won't complain though, Brian, because I think out where you are, you actually got legit snow.
We did yesterday. Yeah.
You're all crazy. If it gets below like 50 here, I ain't going outside. So I like the South, man. I'll deal with the mosquitoes. I'll deal with the nuclear sun. I can't do the cold.
Yeah, Houston would destroy me. I lived in Phoenix for a little while, and Houston would there's no way.
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. I hope you don't have another one of those summers like last one.
Oh man, it was new. Last summer had me rethinking that stance, but now we are a good 8 months away from it. I feel like we'll see. Here's how messed up it was. It's like we took a vacation to the Caribbean to get cooler weather.
Yeah.
Where it's always hot and sunny. So it's wild. It was a wild one.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll all get a nice spring here. Of course, our friends in the Southern Hemisphere, it's fall, I guess, or whatever for them. So, yeah.
Philip, maybe you can make a reaction video and do English professor reacts to snow in April.
You know how to label every one of your videos now. English professor reacts to the week that was.
That's right.
Here we go.
Remember for a while I was tempted to put why you should read Malazan chapter 7 of Dead House Gates. I thought about doing that for a while because why you should read videos, like we're getting so much more than everything else. So I considered it.
Yeah. How about English professor reads the Adan trilogy? There we go.
Is wowed by his own trilogy.
Wow, this is the best trilogy ever. Everybody needs to buy it right now.
I mean,
but
you
even better
title-
would be you going through it and then going, "Oh, hang on, that's a typo. Whoops. Oh,
Yeah.
hang on a sec. No, let me grade this."
You title that video, "I have read this book over 20 times," but you don't say what it is until you click on the video.
Yep. Oh, I left that comment on your channel, Sam, didn't I? You mentioned in this wonderful video, by the way, that Sam did recently. Everybody should check it out. I love the idea. The concept of the video is a starter kit. If you're getting into fantasy, these are books you should try out. And so, yeah, I was very flattered and honored that for a self-published book, you mentioned The Way of Adan. And I left a comment saying, "Hey, I read that one at least 20 times."
AP probably has as well.
No. To be fair, I think I read it 3 times.
And yeah, I would say 3. Yeah.
And certain bits got read a bit more, but yeah. But
And it got better every time, right, AP?
Once I got the red pen out and started, just changing things, and then it got really good.
And then he just wrote dragons, !
I also want to point out that Abel here is a writer as well and has published books in his native Italian, but is in the process now of translating these books into English. How is that going, Abel?
It's a nightmare. It's a living nightmare. By the way, don't get me wrong. I love the language. English is like listening to music. In Italy, when we listen to someone speaking English, Brits, Americans, Australians, we are so in love with the language that many people, they sing along with the songs, but they really don't understand what the songs say just because they sound good. Okay. So the language I really love it. And I'm trying to train myself, starting to think in English a little bit, because I realized pretty quickly that there cannot be any kind of a real translation. It must be adapted.
Oh, yeah. It's really hard. It's almost harder than writing a book, I think, translating a book. Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't say that I'm translating my book. I am extensively rewriting my book for English.
Okay.
It's a completely different process.
Wow. So the ideas are there, but you're now putting it all into English.
Yeah. And many of those books I wrote when I was much, much younger. So I think it's a nice chance to try and put my hands on my books with a different mindset now, because I cringe really hard when I read a few of the stuff I've been writing, especially from my first couple of books. And it's a good chance to make them better and to make them more similar to the way I think now and to the author I am. So it's a very difficult, a very slow process, but I'm very happy about it. And I'm slowing down on it, because this process of rewriting, it's so deep and so difficult that if I try to push myself to publish my book very fast because I want to be in the US market, that will be absolutely horrible. So yes, it's much, much far away than I thought, that I envisioned when I started my YouTube channel 6 months ago.
Wow.
But I'm happy about it. So yes. And actually, I have to say that your book is one of the, reading your book, The Way of Adan, it's been one of the most inspiring experience as an author myself, because it is so special on a writing standpoint. Actually, line by line and word by word, I'm in awe of what you were able to do. And I can't wait to read book 2. I'm so happy about it. And I actually can't believe that I'm speaking to you live right now. you cannot believe how much I'm freaking out, but I'm very happy about it.
Well, the honor is mine, Abel, and I really appreciate you reading it. And I hope to be able to read your book when it's ready in English. I would have to start learning Italian to read the books you've already published. It would take me a while to get there, I'm afraid.
You know, Philip, you teach young students, so you can probably relate to this. When he says that, you know, they love the English language and it's just so beautiful. I wish Americans felt the same way, because I listen to kids talk right now and I'm like, what are you doing to the language? I've officially turned into my parents, so, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear my kids talking. I'm like, you guys are not speaking English right now. There's no way. So
I don't know if you have seen the Arrival, the movie by Denis Villeneuve. And when he says that, of course, it's part of a much larger discourse about language, when they show pretty effectively that language affects the way you think and your mindset, that every language has a power to change the way you think. And for me, given the fact that I'm doing so much with English and spending so much time trying to be better, even trying to speak English with my YouTube channel, it did actually change my mindset and the way I create sentences. And I say that I love the language so much because in Italian, we have so much more hypothetic structures. You can say things you can hint at things so much more and let people try to make up their minds about the meaning of a phrasing. In English, that really doesn't exist in the way it exists in Italy. So that's why I'm rewriting so much of my stuff. But in a way, it changed my mindset because it helped me be much more straightforward in a way I speak, in the way I act, and I plan my books and my chapters. So that's why I love it so much. It's really a language that helps you say many things and really complex line of thoughts in few words. The original draft for the first book was around 125,000 words in Italian. With the most literal translation was around 90,000 words in English. So imagine how much shorter the language is. It is incredibly different. But
good thing for you, you're not translating it into German. Yeah.
Or in French.
Then it would only be one word, but just really, really long.
Really long.
Sure. Well, I don't want to push anybody out, but I want to point out that our dear friend Johanna is waiting in the
I gotta
backstage.
run.
You can kick me too.
Kids are waiting for dinner for me and stuff like that. But Philip, congratulations, man! You deserve it. Love you, brother. Thank you so much for everything.
Right back at you, my friend. So thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Take care, guys.
Bye,
Mike.
Bye.
And Philip, my nemesis, congratulations, but I too am going to have to run away.
Okay.
Time is marching up, but congratulations. It's absolutely fantastic, and I look forward to chatting to you soon.
Yes, we'll see you very soon. In fact, with Johanna, who just showed up here, we'll be seeing you very soon to talk about Grand Conspiracy. Thank you so much, Nemesis, for coming and making this so much fun. I really appreciate your being here.
Bye.
It's really uncanny.
It's crazy how he got my masculine good looks in with that mask there. It's amazing.
And I brought the jacket. I didn't quite get it's not quite tweed, but it's the closest I have.
It's perfect. You're in, Johanna. Everybody say hello to Johanna. Here she is. I think.
Hi, Johanna. Nice to meet you.
Johanna.
Hello.
Hello. Nice to be with you all, and congratulations, Philip. I was one of the early subscribers, right? I was around for a while.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And I remember when you started your channel, and it was so exciting when you had your 5 subscribers that got you going. That was the pebble that started the avalanche.
Yeah, all of you don't know, my first video was celebrating 5 subscribers. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a wonderful
subscriber
story there.
Q&A.
Yeah. Do you know who those 5 people were?
No. Well, one, the Literary Apothecary. I know that Kate from that channel.
Okay.
I think maybe Abby Salter. And I don't know who the other.
Oh, I love
can't
Abby's
remember.
channel.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Abby's
fantastic.
great. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
Her,
Glenn's been around. Yeah. Glenn's been around a long
Abby's
time.
oh.
Go ahead, Sam.
I was just saying her reading vlogs for Stormlight Archive were one of the first BookTube videos that I really got into. When I was first getting back into reading, one of my friends was like, "You should read the Cosmere." So I started reading it. Basically, that was the first thing I got back into reading with, and I ended up finding Mike's channel and Abby, and then Daniel Green basically the same day, and I was just like, I'd finished Mistborn and then watched all of their reviews in a row.
Yeah, those are great finds. Abby's wonderful. I was in a few discussions with her. We talked about American Gods once, and we talked about John Gwynn's books. We had a really great time. A wonderful war band back in the day, talking about John Gwynn's Faithful and the Fallen. That was a lot of fun. And then later, we actually talked about the first 2 books. At least the first. I don't know if we ever did get together for book 2. I don't think we did. It's funny how after a certain amount of time here, you're in so many of these wonderful conversations, but they do kind of blend a little bit, don't they? Yeah.
And books do too. I mean, I was just speaking with somebody last night that, I mean, if I've read a book, I'll know if I liked it or if I didn't. But if you ask me about specific events, much more than a few months after, especially if there's been some epic fantasy or big space opera since, completing the book, I'm completely lost.
Do you guys find that though, if you're going to be in a discussion on a book and you know it, you pay extra attention while you're reading, maybe take notes or whatever, and that it sticks with you, even like after the discussion? There's a tendency where if you know you're going to be in a discussion and you can't just be like, I don't remember what I read, I think it sticks with you longer. All right. Is that your experience at all? What do you guys think?
Well, it probably incorporates like a studying aspect to it a little bit. And I just wonder if that lands in a different section of your memory, physically in your mind, than something that's just kind of in and out. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I now keep a reading journal. As of October last year, I started keeping a daily reading journal, and I just do like 1 page a day. And I feel like that's helped my memory quite a bit. Before that, I was annotating and things like that, but keeping a reading journal has really helped me with my memory, I've noticed. And talking in discussions, it will definitely get you to prepare a bit more, or if you're going to do a review. But I'm also a fairly slow reader, and I find that if I just go with that, if I just roll with being a slow reader, I tend to remember things, I think, better than most people because I'm a slow reader.
100%. I'm the same. I read slowly, but I also think that that's because I know I'm going to be discussing the book, whether it's for work or which, my day job is reading other things that I never talk about around here. But I read those slowly as well. And I feel that it does help a lot for me to be able to bring it up when, it's time to discuss the book. So that's one of the, yes, Heidi remembers those. Yeah, those were a lot of fun. Those were a ton of fun. Yeah.
So I got asked to participate in a discussion on this book, which is I'm excited about next week, but I read this way over a year ago, and this is not a small book to go try to recap. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Get the Kindle copy and look at the most highlighted things. That's a list for the most. Then just Cliff Notes.
That's a good tip.
That's
Good
not
tip.
a bad. That is fair. First, I got to remember the name of the characters, and then I'll remember what happened to them. But yeah,
if there's a summary of it anywhere,
I've looked.
Okay.
I've been in that same spot when I did extensive discussions about the Wheel of Time in Italian and on my Instagram channel. But thank God, there's that app called Fandom when they have summaries for each and every chapter of every book.
Yeah.
So yeah, my mindset changed when I started to do reviews on BookTube, which is, even if I try to be pretty regular uploading reviews on Goodreads or Amazon, but discussing the thing with the camera, trying to be really straightforward, really clear, highlighting what it works or what it not. And it really marks it on my mind. I don't think I will ever forget what was important in a book if I did a dedicated review on YouTube. It completely changed my mindset. And I am happy about it because I have a terrible memory about everything. But now I remember those books so much better, and I'm so happy about it. And it helps when you go from book 1 to book 2 or to book 3. I hate when I start a second or third book in a series and I don't remember the previous books. But it happens so it doesn't happen anymore, thanks to BookTube. And I wanted to say to Johanna, now that I'm speaking, that I saw her stream, her Why Read series, one with the library ladder, was something so deep and so amazing. Because of the host, of course, because you're you're the amazing you that everybody else we know.
Thank you. Aw.
But because he has such a deep knowledge of language, and when you were sharing, the both of you, your experience, how did you start reading, how you fell in love with reading, it was amazing because I have nobody in my life to talk about books. It was like staying with friends, and it was it gave me chills. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was such
of my art.
Oh, well, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That was a fantastic episode. Bridger has a wealth of knowledge about the history of the fantasy genre. He does some of the most incredible educational videos on BookTube, in my opinion. So it was just such a pleasure to talk with him. And he was such a lovely guest. He had such a great time. And it's an honor. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you watched the episode and got a lot out of it.
Yeah, I told Philip that I was freaking out just to be here because of him and because of Mike and all the others. But when he said Johanna is in the waiting room, I was, oh my God, that's impossible. I'm going to be gushing out. I will be so girly for the rest of the stream. It's incredible.
I'm blushing. Thank you.
It's the truth. I don't know if it will happen again. So I'm taking my chances. I'm going to be honest. BookTube has been a huge part of my life, of the last 10 years of my life. My life is actually better because of it. I think that every one of us, if we start a BookTube channel, it is because we need to connect with other people because of books. Yeah, she's right. And for me, it is especially true because I read mostly in English. So it is so much harder to speak about the books I like with people in Italy. It is almost impossible. So
Wow.
I think I said enough.
No, it's beautiful. Thank you. You're with friends here, Abel. You're with friends. So Sam, I'm curious about you. How has starting a channel changed your reading life?
I think the biggest change for me is that I have more people to talk to about books. So I've made a few really good friends, like the guys from Hardy's Books, and Matt, who I'm reading Wheel of Time with. We're both reading it for the first time. And it's quite funny because when you were talking about the fandom thing earlier on, Abel, I was thinking oh, I remember I used the fandom site because I was a book ahead of Matt when we were doing our The Great Hunt discussion, and I was like, he hasn't even started Dragon Reborn and I've literally just finished it. I need to remember what happens in The Great Hunt and what happens in the Dragon Reborn. But yeah, I think the biggest change is that I have less time to watch BookTube. I used to literally finish a book and then spend the whole of the evening afterwards watching reviews. And now I'm like, I keep up with my favorite channels, and I don't tend to watch as many reviews as I used to, because I think that like most of the time I don't want to influence my own stuff. Because I used to do video game and TV reviews, like for a living, and now I work in marketing, which is way less exciting, but a little bit more of a steady paycheck. And the video game review stuff, we would all have like discussions behind the scenes and be like, oh, what do you think you're going to give this game? What do you think you're going to give this game? Blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't really happen on BookTube, because I'm reading books that are published in the 90s some weeks, and then like this year in other weeks. So
Brilliant.
yeah, it's interesting. I only hit 500 subscribers today, which is kind of mad.
Congratulations.
Oh, congratulations.
That's
I know.
awesome.
It's I was so surprised. Every time the number goes up, I'm like, really? Okay, fine. If you want to watch, go for it.
We all feel that way. We all do, believe me.
Mm.
I do want to point out that Mark Lawrence is here, and we have it's obviously the author, Mark Lawrence, one of my heroes, but also the founder of the SPFBO contest, which is such a boon to the community. I can't emphasize it enough. And we are also grateful for that. And Mark, I want you to meet 3 of my new teammates here. So we have Brian from BellTube, and we have Sam Harrison, and we have Abel Montero. All 3 are brand new, newly minted judges for SPFBO. We still don't have a team name yet, though, so we're working on that.
But there's a heated discussion about that.
Yes, heated discussion. Yes, and yes, you are correct, Evie. It is Spiffbox. I will relish saying Spiffbox. And here you got a thanks from the man himself, guys. And earlier, I want to point out earlier, Angela was here as well. She had to leave because it's late over there, as you know. It's a little late over in that part of the world, but she was here earlier as well. So we've had quite a few members of the team. Very excited going forward. Very grateful as well. And Johanna is here too, and she's just wonderful, and we're glad she's here.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm a supporter of all you guys.
But a great part of our community, nevertheless.
Supporter of your team too. Hooray for your team.
Yeah. So yeah. Gosh.
I've been hearing so much praise, by the way, for Mark Lawrence's series, The Book That Wouldn't Burn, and so much anticipation about the sequel. So much anticipation for it.
I'm reading Book That Wouldn't Burn this month because I just found out that Mark is from my hometown. He's from Bristol in the UK.
Oh, nice.
That's right. Yeah.
It's such a beautiful book.
Your hometown. So next time you're in Bristol, here's this beautiful book, and I cannot wait for the second book in the library trilogy. This is The Book That Wouldn't Burn, book 1. But Book That Broke the World is going to be out in, what is it, a week or 2? Very soon. And I am so excited for that. My favorite book of last year was The Book That Wouldn't Burn. It was just really cool. I mean, first of all, it's in a library. So which one of us nerds is not going to love that?
Right? Yeah.
Sounds cool. I love a good setting. I've heard great things about the setting in that particular book. I did put a hold on the ebook and the audiobook through Libby, but there's a long wait list for it. So it'll be several months, but I hope to get to it eventually at some point because I have heard such wonderful praise. And it was your favorite book, like you said. It was your favorite book of last year.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. Dan just read it, I know, recently as well, and I think really loved it. Cool. Yeah.
I feel like half of the people last year said Book That Wouldn't Burn, and the other half said Will of the Many.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's another one that's really popular. Yeah. Is The Will of the Many? Have any of you read it?
I have not.
I just bought it actually.
I was curious. Is it epic fantasy, or is it just?
I think it's like Roman-inspired fantasy. and it's got like I've seen it's got like the magic school is a huge element of it. So I don't know how epic it is to start with, but I think there's potential. My friends over at Hardy's Books, they gave it a rave review, and I was like, I have to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having
I
a
think it's-
conversation about that in my Discord, and I'm going to possibly be having a future conversation with Tori on her channel. But we were talking about, hey, Alan, how's it going?
It's
Yeah.
Alan and
Atticus.
Atticus.
Oh.
Yay. Is Atticus being fussy or is Alan being fussy?
Who's taking care of who?
He's crying. That's okay. We love babies, crying or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, too cute.
Aww.
Hello. Cute.
All right.
Yay.
Atticus has upstaged everything here, and we're happy.
Very happy
I
now.
want to give you all a book suggestion.
Okay.
Oh,
Just because we're talking about books that have a library setting.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Lawrence gave me a present for me. This book is a present for me because my favorite book of all time is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón,
Great
which
things
is
about
a
that.
Spanish author, which is been translated in English, of course. It was a huge phenomenon about 10, 15 years ago. And it started in a library setting. It is more of a magic realism book, which is very flowery. It has a very purpley prose, but it is so atmospheric and so hard-hitting on a emotional level. But the guy died a few years ago.
Oh no.
And when I heard the news about him dying, I was driving. I had to stop my car because I was crying so hard.
Oh wow.
Because he managed to write the last book just a few months before passing away. So he finished his quadrilogy. There are 4 books. The first one is L'ombra del vento. Someone is commenting in Italian. It's the shadow of the wind. If you haven't read it, do yourself a favor and read that. And I was rereading that when the book that wouldn't burn starting to become really, really desired and really hyped up. And in a way, it's like the gods of the book world decided to give us just a little bit more like that. So I don't know if in the end there will be being similar in any way, but in my heart, those two things are connected. So I'm happy about it. So go and read The Shadow of the Wind because it's amazing.
Shadow of the Wind, and Carlos gave us the title in Spanish, La Sombra del Viento. Okay.
So that's a Spanish title. So I should have figured that. So that's
The Shadow of the Wind, yeah.
Okay.
La
Do you
Sombra
live in
del
Spain,
Viento.
Abel?
Yeah.
He's in
I'm
Italy.
sorry?
Italy?
Italy.
Okay.
I'm in Sicily.
Sicily.
Oh, you're in
Okay.
Sicily.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Congrats, Philip.
Come and visit.
Thank you, Alan. It's great to see you. And of course,
yeah.
your little fella there, Atticus.
My spawn,
Your spawn, yes, the little walker.
my mini tyrant. He's entered what he's called cluster feeding, which means you're going to feed him every hour on the hour. And if you don't, he's going to scream until you feed him. And then even after you feed him, he's going to scream at you. And it's just like you're baby. Here, hashtag Walker Life lesson, everybody listening. Babies are unreasonable. Like they're just unreasonable.
It's true.
I agree.
You kind of signed up for that, though, didn't you?
There's no, it's like, why are you crying? What could possibly be wrong with you right now? Like literally, what on earth could be wrong with you?
It's tax season, he's concerned.
Oh my God. And I'll put him on me, like he'll lay on me when he's sleeping and I'll play video games or whatever. And then as soon as he wakes up, he tries to hurl himself off the cliff. He's like, I can't take it anymore. And he just tries to throw himself off. And it's just like, why? Why are you trying to like hurl yourself to your death? Like, why would you fling? No, take that, eat it. You want it. I know you don't act like you don't want it. He's like, I don't want this. This is calming me. I would love to scream right now.
And how is Christina doing?
How's Christina?
Christina, she's been with him all day. So I'm trying to relieve her, but I have no way to relieve him because he has no desire to be here. But he doesn't have any desire to be over there either. His desire is to complain. Like, and it's just like, what can you
He
complain
has
about?
lots of desires at this point. Yes.
Yeah. What is there to complain about? Like, I wish someone would let me poop in my pants and then come change it for me.
I mean, you could try.
What
I don't
did you say? Are you sure you want that?
I mean, I don't, it's all it is. And he doesn't have any teeth, but you can see where his teeth are. Like, you can see where his teeth are going to be. And so it's just weird. Why are you
It reminds me
screaming?
of the George R. Martin line, as useless as nipples on a breastplate. Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh my God.
Indeed.
Anyway, so
Well, Phil-
I thought I would stop by for a minute until you know, I don't know, hair dictator here like demands satisfaction.
When my son was just first home from the hospital, he would not sleep unless I was walking around. So we have, and he was born in 2019. So in 2020, during COVID, I was walking around my living room, which is like 2 meters square, just walking around the footstool for hours on end while he slept.
Wow.
It was bad.
My friends bought me this one. They got us this wonderful glider. You put him in it, he's like, no.
Yep.
It's like you are being rocked. Like you're like being laid on a cloud, Atticus. What? No.
He just dropped his pacifier.
I know, because he can't scream with it in there. He's like, I can't yell, so I got to drop it. There you go. Tell Philip how you feel. Go. Tell him, Philip. Tell him, Atticus.
Oh, I just want to hold him now.
Too bad.
I know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Philip, I appreciate you having me on.
Oh,
I have
great,
to go finish something up here, or I will be working all night long. But thank you so much, my friend, for inviting me to be part of your celebration. Congratulations on 25,000. I know there's going to be another zero after that number. Sooner or later, there will be. And, you know, you're just... Who doesn't love Dr. Fantasy, right? I mean, you're about the
Atticus
best.
doesn't. He's screaming.
Well, Atticus doesn't like anybody. I mean, come on.
Yeah, anybody.
But if there was somebody that Atticus liked, Philip, it would be you. I mean, so you got that going for you.
Oh,
but,
thank you, Atticus.
But thank you for inviting me, Alan. Check your Discord messages one of these moments if you can. And everybody else, it's been a pleasure to chat for a little bit. And yeah, this has just been great.
Nice
Brian,
to see
thank
you.
Congrats again, Philip. Thank you.
I'll respond to your message. I'll respond to your message.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Oh my gosh.
Sam?
I should probably also go because it's 5 to midnight and I want to read a couple of chapters before bed.
Yeah. Thank you so much for dropping by, my friend. And
thank you.
For being on our team and just thrilled to know you. So thanks so much.
It's great meeting you, Sam.
Looking forward to... Yeah, you too. Looking forward to reading some great self-published fantasy.
Right.
Well, yeah. Cool. Catch you later.
All right. Take care.
Bye, Sam.
All right.
The One Piece crowd has me gun shy that all these people are leaving because I showed up. I got PTSD.
Oh, Alan. Oh, that's fine. You know, it's all worked out fine, I think, in the end. So, yeah. And I'm continuing to read One Piece. It's a lot of fun.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Me.
Yeah.
Should I start reading One Piece?
If you want to laugh a lot, and you want to read some great wordplay and some silly, just goofy characters who slowly become more and more like beloved, then yeah, you should try One Piece. And it has some great themes in it as well that are kind of slowly emerging. When something is that popular, the creators they're doing something right. They're doing something. So it's kind of fun to figure out or to try to figure out.
It is intimidating, because it's so long. It is really intimidating.
Yeah. So, and we're
Yeah.
having some people. It is late over in Europe. I tried to start this thing early enough that we could get, at least in the beginning, some of our friends over there. So, but
Well,
thank
it
you
was
so
too
much.
good of an occasion. We decided to forgo sleep because of the occasion, because of the celebration. Who cares about sleeping? Really.
Thank you, Bart. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
It
feel
is.
like I have an advantage of being in the same time zone as you, Philip, so that anytime we have discussions, we could always coordinate pretty easily.
It really helps. Alan, of course, is 1 hour behind us because that's just how he is. He's a little behind.
I live my life behind the times.
Alan, have you kept up on Shogun? I'm behind.
What episode are you on?
I don't remember. I think 5. I haven't seen the last 2.
We just watched 5 on Tuesday. So
really?
This Tuesday, we're gonna watch 6.
Okay, well, I'll catch up. I'll see if I can catch up.
Wait, I thought you're on 6.
I think I just finished 5, or I'm halfway through 5.
That's what I'm saying. We just finished 5. So
okay.
You just gotta, if you finished 5, you're caught up. If not, just watch.
Oh no, I'm not caught up. Okay, I'll catch up though. I'll catch up.
Are you watching Shogun? Abel, are you watching Shogun?
I need to finish the 3-body problem. And then I'll try and catch that. I have to say I'm not happy about the show.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not happy about the show. But
if you want a really incredible adaptation, Abel, Shogun is phenomenal. It is ridiculously good.
About it. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm not watching it, but I've never heard anybody say anything negative about it.
Yeah.
People who don't like it they're looking for something to have a problem with. That's what people think I do. It's like, no, like this is really good. Like it's really good.
It's insane.
For me,
it's
my
so good.
gold standard is adaptation book to TV is The Expanse. I think it's the best adaptation ever because the writers were involved with the screenwriting too. Mm-hmm. So what they were going to change, it was dictated by the extremely detailed knowledge of the story they had. So there was no chance it was going to be bad. Mm-hmm. But performances, writing, the shooting, the aesthetics, it is so good, and it is so sad that we had just 6 books adapted of 9. It is extremely sad, but maybe in the future, because the book they have that gap, that 30 years gap between book 6 and 7. So maybe we just have to wait for the actors to go a little bit older, because the characters they have that 30 years gap in the books. But now you're making me hyped about about Shogun.
Oh, good.
Maybe it's better that I watch Shogun and not finish the 3-body problem. And I'm not sure it will be extremely satisfying for me.
Yeah. And then there's me. I never watch anything.
Why is that, Philip? Philip, I forgot. Do you have a TV?
Want to say hi?
Oh, there's a kitty
yelling at me.
Yeah, we got it all here. We got a baby. We got a kitty. Abel, what have you got?
I had cats when I was very, very young. By now, I don't have the bandwidth to take care about anyone else aside myself. One day, maybe. Definitely a cat person, more than a dog person. But
I feel like readers are more likely to be cat people than dog people. I am personally a dog person, but I feel like if we did a poll, we'd find that serious readers are more likely to be cat people than dog people. Do you guys agree or disagree?
I mean, so here's the problem. My thing with this is always like, first of all, there's always a stigma like about cat people. Because dude bros will never, like, I feel like friggin' Steve right now. Dude bros who read Stoner only because it's dude bro lit, like, will always say, I don't like dogs or whatever. Like,
You mean like Johanna?
Yeah. I don't understand. I think that cat people are more likely to be the people that are like, I like both dogs and cats. I think people that are dog people are they are most often the ones that are like, oh, I hate cats.
I hate cats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I like both of them. I only owned cats until I started dating my wife. And now I have 3 cats and 2 dogs.
That's because your wife is nice.
My wife is what?
That's because she's nice.
Yeah, she's also a dude bro. He's like, oh.
I cannot imagine Christina as a dude bro.
You're not a dude bro. I was kidding.
No.
There you go.
From the other room.
I have a dog and cat, and they're good friends.
That is
I
true.
love them so much.
I have seen Sam's cats in his videos. This is a true statement.
My cats love the dog more than they like each other. Like they love the dogs. They just don't like each other.
The cats are dog people.
Yeah, the cats are dog people. True story.
True. Yeah, my cat loves our dog. Loves him.
Joanna, I think I have found a book that I like less than The Dispossessed.
Whoa! No way. Are you going to tell us what it is?
Yes, and it's a Roman book.
No way.
I'm gonna throw myself off a cliff if Robert Graves doesn't shut up with his Claudius the God thing. I can't.
Oh yeah.
Claudius the God. Claudius is awesome. Claudius the God is not it. I'm just like, I have been reading this book for a month, and I can't anymore. I just am not enjoying it, and I like Roman history.
It's your thing. It's your wheelhouse. You are Mr. Roman history, dude.
I have to commit seppuku now.
Yep.
You're watching too much Shogun.
They do not threaten to commit seppuku in the show nearly as much as they do in the book. I think they've only threatened it like twice in 5 episodes, as opposed to twice a page.
Merphy, we had Atticus here earlier.
I actually saw, and I was like, okay. My daughter said she wanted yogurt, so I was like, here's some yogurt. And then I grabbed the laptop and ran downstairs so I could join before everybody left.
Oh, no. Well, thank you so much.
By the way, I am a cat person, so one
I knew it.
According to your bias.
Yeah, according to my biased assessment, I'm right.
Yeah, Murphy's a serious reader, and you're not. That's all I heard just now. You're a fake.
Oh, well, thank you for being here, Merphy. It's so good to see you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, and I think everybody probably knows Merphy, but Merphy has 2 channels. One is Merphy Napier Manga, and then the other one is for books. So, was that my phone?
Of course.
That wasn't me. I don't think.
As me. I just text Corey to tell him that I hopped on this live stream. He's like, oh, okay.
Oh, say hi to Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey.
Yes.
Hi, Abel. Nice to meet you.
We get it. Cut it out.
I'm so honored because you're one of the people I've been following for so long. I'm saying the same thing over and over again. I'm freaking out so much because you're my family, basically. Because I spent so much time with BookTube, you don't know who I am, and that's fine. That's fine. but you're my family. You don't know it, but you're my family. That's fine. It's so happy to interact with you and to see your face on a live stream. Yeah, I will remember this day for the rest of my life. Thanks to Philip Chase. Yes, because Professor Chase, he saves and he changes lives with little things like this. Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, I think we're all very fortunate to be part of this beautiful community. And I think we love our books and we love reading, but what makes it even more magical is having friends to talk about these stories with. And that's just been my experience over the last 4 years around here in this community. It's just been so life enriching. It's been so wonderful. So I'm very happy to bring people together. That makes me happy to feel like we had some rich discussions and some good times. And I've learned so much through my friends too. Like Merphy basically introduced me to manga, and I don't know, if I'm still kind of a newbie. I mixed up in my One Piece video, I mixed up shonen and seinen. And of course, when you do something like that, you're going to hear about it in the comments. So one of my early commenters said, you should just, hey, it's a good thing that you did it because you're going to get way more comments and that'll just, boost the algorithm or whatever. So I thought that I could just did it on purpose, right?
Yeah. You know what? Just stop being an honest reviewer and just start using all the YouTube tactics to boost your numbers. That's what you should do.
I remember the original setting, the first video from Professor Chase, which was much different than the setting you have now.
Yeah.
But the gem was there. The honesty and the knowledge and the desire to connect, it was there. So it was nice to see how it changed, how it evolved, and not just growing, but everything else. The way the channel became what it is right now. It was amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Alan, have you made any audiobook chapters with a baby crying in the background?
No, I'm at the other end of the house.
Alan, there is a scene. This is not a spoiler. There is a scene in The Way of a Dan with a baby crying. You could use Atticus.
Just
I'm gonna tell you how awesome that would be if I could. I don't know how to train chaos. I would have to like record like 8 hours of reel just so I could get the right part. Because I guarantee you, if I'm like, all right, Atticus, here it is. Do what you do best, bud. Go. It's your time. Go. He'll just asleep.
But yeah, that's what he'll have.
Because we're fortunate when he goes to sleep, this child does not wake up. He had 9 months in his mother's womb of his dad sitting right next to her, going, "What is going on with this game? This is bull crap right here. Oh, they can't make an attendance policy for freaking school, really?" And then the dogs, anytime someone comes to the door, woo, 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 and me being like, "Sam, shut up." Woo, 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 woo. So the dogs will start barking. Still as the grave. I'll be like, "Oh, are you kidding? I gotta break boxes in another mini game." Doesn't move. I set a cup down just like this. It's just like, how is that what scared you? Like, how is me putting a cup down what scared you? I literally just hollered at the television. You didn't care. But setting a cup, dinging my keys against the metal part of the table. Like, what? Like, how's that's not possible?
Is he awake when you startle him, or does it actually wake him up?
I don't. Who knows, Murphy? Who knows?
Who knows?
Like, he'll be asleep, and I'll touch his face.
Well, yeah. Reasonable.
No, it's not reasonable. He's not in a house by himself and some stranger touched his face. That would make me do that too.
Touches my face while I'm sleeping. It wakes me up.
I understand that this is a baby who has no mobility of his own. He can only function by being touched.
True. You know what?
I'm mailing him to you. And send him back when he talks. I'll poke holes in the lid.
You're gonna
holes in the lid.
That's
what I'm trying to figure out, guys. And the freaking USPS is super like they won't come out and say it. I don't know why. Like, I am trying so badly to find out if it is legal for me to mail a dirty diaper. But I can't find out if you're allowed to, and like I can't go to jail for the law. I can't get fined because I thought this would be funny. But like, I've got to know because I want so bad to just package, because every now and then this he's like he works for SpaceX and he's about to take off into orbit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not possible. Like, this diaper is heavier than you are. It's not possible. Yeah. And I just want to take it and put it in a box and make sure, like, I leave the box like out in the sun for a couple days and then mail it. And then my friend Finn opens it and he dies. Like, that's all I want in life.
He won't be your friend anymore.
Yeah, you won't have a friend.
That's fine. That's fine. We've had a good run.
We've had a good run.
And I don't know if I'm allowed to, because I told him I'm going to do it. And in no way does he believe that I'm actually going to mail him a dirty diaper. So I have to, because he'd get a box and he would not It would not even occur to him.
How close does he live?
In DC.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you could mail it, or you could just like drive it, set it there.
You could drive it.
If he lived in my town, I'd just put it on his car.
It might be worth it to drive. I want to thank Ithra Munch Swallow for the super sticker. Thank you so much. That's very nice. And some awesome. Thank you, Ryan, so much. Another great author out there.
He doesn't have 5-star reads.
I know that is a funny thing to say. Well, he has rating though. He does 10 stars, right?
Now I have to do it for SPFBO.
And it makes me so happy every time I watch one of those reviews. I can just feel his agony wafting off of him. Like it pains him. Philip dies a little inside and becomes one with the algorithm every time he has to give a review or like a score.
Hey, I finished Wickwire Watch and it was incredible.
I know. I said that. But don't worry. Don't worry. Everyone will have heard about it from you now. Never mind that
Alex,
I said that. I don't know, months ago.
I read it because of your screaming.
Look,
wow.
Merphy, it doesn't work if you don't let me be a martyr.
I'm so sorry.
All right, thank you. Let me fall upon my pyre, please.
Everyone, read Wickwire Watch because of me and forget about
there
Alex.
we go.
I already read it.
I was thinking about doing a video about books I picked up thanks to Philip, Merphy, Alan, and Jimmy, and see who would win.
And then just
It'll be
put
Philip or
Alan in
Merphy.
the thumbnail, but then forget to talk about him in the video.
And forget to talk about like the 19 books I picked up because of Alan. That he never gives me credit for.
I predict it's not even close.
He's glaring at me.
I predict it's not even close. That Alan wins it, like runs away with it. Yeah.
Look at that. I'll never get his approval. It doesn't matter.
I don't believe it. Like I don't believe it.
If you don't let him be a martyr, he'll never appreciate you.
Look, I don't know what I was going to say after that. Just look.
Just can't take it when we acknowledge your great influence over us, Alan.
It's so unfamiliar, Philip. It's just such an unfamiliar feeling.
Yeah.
I'm used to being reviled. I'm used to being reviled and having people like throw rocks at me and run me out of town on a rail.
I'll throw rocks. Would you like me to throw a rock?
I mean, no. If I wanted that, I'd say, hey, let's go talk about One Piece some more.
See?
Aww.
So Alan, a couple of my favorite things I've read since joining this community are because of you. So, nice. That includes Books of Babel. That includes Long Price Quartet.
Yes.
Which, by the way, at one point you couldn't get copies of those books because of somebody I know on YouTube who sold it so well.
I'm certain it was Merphy.
Yes, it was. I haven't read it, but it was me.
But you'll love it. I can't wait till you read it.
Wait, Alan, how come you have
Alan's readathon or read along so that I can join?
What about my read along? I don't have read along anymore.
No, but you're doing it with Chris.
How do you know that? And I forgot.
I said it in a video, and then I text you and said, "Tell me when you're doing it so that I can coordinate and join you."
Is that true? Are you gaslighting me right
Alan,
now?
just plead sleep deprivation.
I always have
blame it on your child.
Yes.
Are you gaslighting?
And Alan,
what?
Alan, can you get Philip to read Warlord Chronicle? Because
I don't know why. Yes, I've called him out for the big fat phony that he is. Excuse me. My PhD is in medievalism and Celtic and Welsh crap. But I'm not going to read this criminal work on that, the great Bernard Cornwell, because I'm too busy, I don't know, doing something else. I've called him out, big fat phony. I'm too busy being a jock and giving nerds like that swirlies on the tennis court.
Hey, I need my tennis. Yeah.
I started the Justice of King because of the interview that Alan did with Richard Swan.
There you go.
It was amazing.
Good. Did you
He's
like
a
this?
very, very smart guy. It was
now you got me in trouble here.
You have to read Warlord Chronicles. I think you would love it.
The thing is, I don't bully him about it because I literally forget that he hasn't, because my brain has rewired. It adapts. Like every time I see Philip, of course he's read Warlord Chronicles. He's medieval Welsh nerd. And then, that's just how he registers my brain. And then someone says he hasn't, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And then I'm torn out of the matrix. and yell at him. Read it, Philip.
I just get to do that because Alan bullied me for a long time. He was constantly messaging me in the comments.
I'm a huge bully. Sorry,
Well, Alan. All I
But
have
now
to
it's
say
one of my
to you,
favorite series.
all I have to say to you, Alan, is Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Oh my gosh, Diork and Val down to the mom. How about that one?
What is that?
That's Welsh.
I don't know.
Oh.
What did I say?
No, thank you very much.
Oh, dang it! I just thanked your mom very much. Dang it! That's not what I wanted to do. I repeated it back to your mom, but I thought it was an insult.
Yeah. Oh, do we like each other? Nah.
That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
All right. Here we go.
Dang.
Is that your dog? Whose dog is
It's
that?
Alan's dog.
It's
Oh.
Alan's.
Okay, I will read them. Warlord Chronicles. I don't know when. This year? Later? I have so many great things I'm reading this year.
The Gwyn brothers would be proud of you because they always rave about that trilogy.
I
For
know.
sure, you would love them, Philip. You legitimately would like them. Like,
I know.
Like true story.
I have read one Cornwell book a long time ago, before probably YouTube even existed.
I bet it's the worst one.
It's the first one in the Saxon Chronicles, whatever. They're called.
Last Samurai or Last Voyage, Last Supper. What is
Well, I think the TV show The Last Kingdom was based on that series.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. But I think the I forget what the book series is called, but it's
called the Saxon Chronicles.
Okay, that's all right. And I was right. Yeah. So
I think
that
the
was
last
a long time ago, though. So I will read his Arthurian thing. Just, you know what? When you've read a lot of Arthurian stuff, like Cornwell's, I'm sure it's great, but it's just like the latest iteration, you know. When you go back to the ancient Welsh material, you can read, of course, Geoffrey of Monmouth's 12th century, the history of the kings of Britain. You could read the later iterations by, you know, people like Marie de France and, Chrétien de Troyes and Thomas of Britain. And then you could read, of course, Mallory's Morte d'Arthur.
I'm about to buy a ticket to New Jersey and here on camera, and I just boom, like out of frame. Philip's just gonna get punched. I can't. Oh my gosh. Oh my. I think I threw up just listening to that, Philip. Like,
but that's the source material.
Johanna, your face the whole time. You were just like,
I have no idea. Well, that's how I felt. Library Ladder just did an Arthurian video, and that's basically how I felt. Like I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
Right.
Okay.
And
going on
Philip,
this long
I could
list.
read Suetonius or Tacitus instead of I Claudius. I could.
Yeah. I've got Tacitus over here.
Have you ever read it? No.
Of course.
You read Tacitus?
Of course.
Oh, well, good for you. All right.
Yeah.
I give you that one then.
All right. I mean, I do know a tiny bit about the Romans, only because they started fighting with the Germanic tribes. So, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not a history buff, so I just enjoy stories.
Well, the beautiful thing is I got a buddy read. Sam will read it with me. Okay.
Yes. Do it. And when y'all read it, I will re-listen to it because
I might do that too.
I've been trying to find an excuse to re-listen to it.
We will find a time.
I'll come too. Yeah.
Do it, Abel.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Oh,
They're
this
so
one.
good.
Oh, Braden wants you to see his comment, Alan.
No, it doesn't say that in the scriptures. Oh my gosh.
I read Chart Tiger.
Cornwell writes the best villains ever. My two most hated villains in all of fiction.
Really?
Both Cornwell. Yes.
You hate your villains too. I mean, you hate your villains.
I know.
He
One
does
from
write good
Sharp,
villains, though.
one from Sharp, and one from Warlord. I hate
Yes.
both.
Okay.
Despise.
Really? Okay. Who was the guy with the hook?
I hate that guy too. Lycos.
Lycos. I mean, you hate your John Gwynne villains too, I think.
Lycos is in my top 5 for sure.
Are you going to make that video? Your top 5 worst hated villains?
The problem with that is that you have to leave off ones that are surprise villains, like that aren't the bad guys.
Oh, that's a good one. Good point.
That's
The
tricky.
ones that come late in the series or anything. So it has to be really like obvious villains from the beginning. But yes, I do plan on making that at some point. We'll see. What he said, not ever uploading any videos.
You go through spurts. You'll upload a bunch and then you'll just pause for a while.
I'm like my freaking child with cluster feeding. I'm cluster posting. only my channel doesn't have the growth spurts that the baby does.
Oh.
Will do. I'll be doing more One Piece probably in a week or so. I'm really loving it though. Merphy, you'll be happy to hear this. I'm really having a great time with One Piece.
That's because Smoker is awesome.
Smoker is cool. Yeah. I met Smoker and I don't know what to make of him exactly. But we'll see. Because some of these,
he's awesome.
I get the feeling that some of the ones that feel initially like villains might end up being something else later on, but we'll see.
Smoker's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because he turns into smoke. That's all it takes. All it takes, really.
That and the top hat. Well,
Yeah, so
Merphy, yeah.
And this is not really a spoiler, is it, to ask about Cornwell's version of Lancelot?
One of the most infuriating characters in, like, literally my number 2 hated villain in all of fiction. I hate Lancelot. I hate it. I hated him before I read this. I have never read a version that I hated more. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him, Philip.
What about
And
that
one of
guy?
the most fun versions of Merlin too.
I love Merlin. Yeah. Hate Swill is my number 1. That's the one in the Sharp books. And Lancelot's number 2.
Of course, you know Lancelot was made up by Chrétien de Troyes in the 13th century. He was not the original.
You're lost.
Well, to be fair, Lancelot is annoying even when he's a good character. Like when Marion Zimmer Bradley wrote about Lancelot, he was absolutely a douchebag, even if he was depicted in a pretty positive way. So I think it's a little bit embedded in the character.
Yeah.
Can we all agree, though, that our favorite Lancelot is John Cleese?
Yes, 100%. Sure.
Yeah.
Monty Python, absolutely. Philip,
Monty
how do you know Lancelot was made up by?
Monty Python.
How do you know he's made up?
Holy Grail, or it's been forever since I watched that.
Yeah, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. That's where John Cleese plays Lancelot, and he's brilliant. Yeah. But
I
how
haven't
do I
watched
know?
that since I was a kid, but I remember loving
The
it.
first time Lancelot is ever mentioned is by Chrétien de Troyes, and
How
he's
do you
not
know? How is that proof that he didn't get them before?
because no one else talks about him. We have older stories.
Maybe everyone else hates his stupid guts and didn't want to talk about him.
So
That's what I
actually, before Lancelot got inserted into the whole thing, Sir Gawain was the main dude. He was the dude. Okay. Then later it became Lancelot because of Chrétien de Troyes making him up.
I cannot wait for you to read Warlord Chronicles. You're gonna have the best time. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
I hate so much about the things you choose to be. I feel like
Yes. I need to watch Monty Python again. It's been so many years.
We should have a Monty Python watching party sometime.
Yeah.
We
That'd be
should.
fun.
Now, I don't know, Murphy, have you watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Is that the one where he loses his arms and he's like, it's just a scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Okay.
Really quick, shameless plug. Johanna and Merphy will be on Jeopardy on Sunday.
That's right.
Whoa, this Sunday?
Yeah.
This Sunday?
Yeah. I should probably make a thumbnail and
I guess I should have confirmed.
visual
Yeah, I'm
screen.
going to be on there. I'll be.
Your Honor, are you going to be there?
Yes.
Who's the third
I'm like avoiding responding on Discord, but
Laura
yes.
from Fantasy Wash? Wow.
You should also read Warlord Chronicles, by the way. Maybe she could join your read along.
Okay. That's awesome. What time does it start, Alan? Fantasy Jeopardy.
3 p.m., baby.
Thank you. 3 my time. 3 my time.
Oh, 4 our time. 4
Oh,
Eastern?
4 Eastern time.
3 Eastern or 4 Eastern?
3
We're
CST.
Eastern.
It's 3 my time.
Okay.
Wait, did we move it early for some reason?
I don't think so. I think we all
Okay.
agree to
It's
just
3 CST. 3 CST.
Okay.
Alan, do more Sarah J. Maas titles.
Can you give us some pre-questions? Give us a test
Who
question.
are you people?
Yeah, give us an edge on Laura.
No, I'm not gonna tell you what cat. You don't even
Poor
know, you know what
Laura.
the category is gonna be.
What?
One of my favorite questions was the best served cold one. Can you say what that was again? I always forget it, but it was so good.
The ideal provision of ice cream, perhaps.
I love it.
Isn't that awesome?
Best served cold.
I loved
Let's
your
do it.
little your characters when you had like drawings and they had to put together what the title was based
Oh,
off
the
of.
Rebus puzzles. Yeah, those didn't go over very well last time. They were terrible. I didn't get any of them. I didn't get any of
The
them.
Wickwire Watch one was really good. I hadn't even read it yet, and I got it.
Oh,
Nice. Well, they
Oh
did.
yeah, even I saw it. Even I got that one. I always get excited when I know one because I'm
I
like,
know.
oh, I know that. I know that.
It's
'cause
so
usually I
rare
don't.
for me to know one. I got the Babel one from last time, but I rarely ever get them. Ever.
No, y'all
So,
get it. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
It'll
You
be
don't know,
fine.
Gary. You don't know I haven't.
But we know you haven't.
We know you wait till the last minute. So
I don't mean to. I
Well,
have
I'll
every
help you
intention.
come up with questions.
Sure, let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah.
only if I could join too.
No. You need to go to College Board and buy the $80 study guide that Bookborn made.
Oh, that's right. Bookborn.
I don't know. We need to, Evie. I need to do so many things. My life's a mess.
Who is the Grandmaster of Book Jeopardy? Is it Bookborn? I thought it was Sarah for a while
No,
there.
Bookborn loses all the time, but she
Oh.
has a study guide. Like she made a study guide. Yeah, it's Sarah. Sarah is the undisputed queen so far.
Gosh,
Wow.
I don't know how
Well,
she does
that does
it.
not surprise me at all. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think it's because she's a psychiatrist and can get inside my brain, I guess.
She has like a file on Alan that she pulls out for Book Jeopardy. Here's the inner workings of Alan's brain. Okay,
I actually want to read that file.
I don't. I want to burn it. I want to burn it.
Oh, yeah, poor Anita. Yeah.
Still buzzing.
Anita, you can't talk. That was the
I
most thing in the-
Anita, you can't, she missed it. She's like, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. So she guesses again. Like that's how it works. No, just keep guessing till you get it right, Anita. That's how. What are you doing? Anyway, sorry. Philip, 25K. When are you not hanging out with me again?
I don't know. What is it? I mean, what
It's
is it?
officially time.
Like when are you hiring guards to shuffle people of my ilk away from your estate?
How many subscribers? I don't know. Do I need?
How many?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Like, I just want to make sure we can be seen together in public still. I don't want to get my 11K stink all over
Alan,
you.
you are going to not only be seen in public with me, but when people hear the audiobook of The Way of Dan.
It's coming, guys. I promise it's coming.
Oh yeah.
I had a baby, which interferes with life.
I'm telling people that you just had a baby, so it's going to take a little longer. It's going to be brilliant. Great things come to those who wait. So yeah.
I'm so proud of the stuff I've already sent Philip.
Oh,
So-
it's so good. You guys have no idea. I cannot wait for the world to hear Alan's narration of the Adan trilogy. It is so much fun. His Bledla and Bagsack scene. Oh my goodness. Merphy knows. Merphy
So
knows.
fun. It's so
I do
fun.
too. I got
And
to
John
hear
started.
it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
awesome.
As someone who is crazy picky about audiobooks, I'm so impressed.
You guys are
It's
so nice.
so
I
good.
appreciate it.
Yes.
No, we're not nice. You're good. You're actually great at this.
I told you
That can't be true. So I'll just
No.
appreciate it.
Corey listened to it before he opened the email before I did, listened to it and said, "Are you sure this is his first audiobook? This
That's so
doesn't
nice.
sound like someone new."
Dang.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have it finally get out there. And guys, everyone listening, I promise the second one will be much faster than the first one. Just once this first one's out, the second one will be much faster.
Yeah, you had a lot to learn. You got a lot to learn. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
big learning
Unfortunately,
curve.
Things
No,
are easier now. It's just been I
People
haven't
are gonna love it.
because of
Yeah.
Atticus. I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah.
the last couple weeks or so. But
Yeah.
it's coming. It's coming. I promise.
People are gonna love it, and all credit to Jimmy for giving me the idea in the first place. Hey, why don't you ask Alan? And yeah, best idea ever. So yeah. So we're looking forward to that. That's going to be awesome. Whenever it comes, and I will announce when we have an idea. I'll make a big old announcement, and everyone will hear.
It's all a plan because it'll cause a resurgence in the books. So we're just letting the hype die out a little bit, and then we're going to come back like a wave, a tsunami.
It's all planned. It's all planned.
Grand scheme. That's great.
I have a question. Abel, where are you in Sicily?
In 1 hour long trip, 90 kilometers. I don't know how much it is in miles, south from Palermo. So it is the northwestern side of Sicily.
Very cool.
The biggest city here nearby here is Trapani. So yeah, it's a beautiful place. We basically have no winter. We had a very, very hot winter this year. This summer will be a nightmare probably. It will be incredibly hot because of that. But I'm gonna say the same thing I said to all the tourists, because I've been working and teaching people to cook for 10 years. We're doing cooking classes with American people especially. And I say the same thing, the beach, the food, and the weather. So come and visit Sicily because it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Maybe not in the middle of summer, but the rest of the year it's amazing.
I've taken students to Italy like 3 different times, and I never take one of the trips that goes to Sicily. They have them, but it's just never worked out. But I want to go to Sicily so bad. I've seen the crumbling crap in Rome plenty of times. Now I need to go see the crumbling crap in Sicily.
You know, nearby, exactly in the city when I live, we have the biggest archaeological park with Greek temples. They're huge. They're beautiful.
Wow.
And the park it's amazing. So come and visit. You have an excuse to visit.
I want to go
place.
so bad.
And
I want to go so bad.
And I'm going to flood you with the best food ever. So come and visit.
Look, I can't eat a lot of food, and so that's why, like, my
You'll
kids
change your mind when you come to Sicily. What happens in Sicily stays in Sicily. Don't say that.
Italian food. My kids are like, can we go to Greece? I'm like, we can't go to Greece because Walker will starve. I can't eat anything there. So we can't do it.
Don't do that. I had the same conversation with Stanley Tucci, which was attending one of my classes.
Wait, what?
And he actually cannot eat pasta and bread and anything else. How do you say when you cannot eat?
Celiac.
Celiac, exactly. I missed the word. So he was very careful with his wife and his sons and all the rest because we were cooking a lot of pasta, of course. So he was circulating around the table because he was afraid he was going to feel ill. But he couldn't resist just tasting fresh pasta with pesto, Trapanese pesto. And his son his son and daughters, they were, is that going to eat that? That's impossible. He's not going to eat that. But he was eating that. And he had absolutely no problem with my food and with Sicilian food. So you can say that.
I'm coming over, Abel. I'm coming over. Like, I'm coming over. And also
do that.
Who just
I'll
says,
hold you accountable.
I was making pasta with Stanley Tucci, and he's. Why did we just brush?
And I would say, in person,
is he nice?
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's so kind and so smart, and he has an amazing family. He's a great cook. He has it all. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. I hate when people I hear are douchebags in real life. It makes me very sad. But I'm coming over. I'm gonna eat that food, Abel.
Yeah, do it. And you do it too. Please, Mr. Chase and Johanna and Merphy.
We're all
come
doing
and visit in Sicily.
We're going to see.
I would love to. I'd love to.
Screw taking these ragamuffin children stuff. Why am I not taking a BookTube trip to Rome?
Yay!
Like, why do I got to take unappreciative children that just want to go freaking shop the whole time? Like,
You know,
why
they
am I not
shot
taking
the last
awesome-
the last Indiana Jones movie, the one that's supposed to be shot in Syracuse, but it was not in Syracuse. It was a few kilometers away from here in Marsala, which is another beautiful city. They closed the city for 3 days, and I couldn't work, and I was so happy because I had an excuse to stay at home because of that. But the place is filled with beautiful landscapes and places to stay and sleep and eat. So
it's supposed to be Syracuse because of Archimedes. I love Syracuse and Archimedes.
yeah. And all Sicilian people, we were laughing so hard because that's not the place. But they were pretending it was the place.
We don't know. We have no idea if it's
You
Syracuse.
don't know. It doesn't matter.
That's so awesome. We got to take a
It
trip,
is.
guys. Like, it would be so much more fun with people who are not dunderheaded.
Yeah.
I promise I want to see the crumbling crab, not shopping.
The crumbling crap is amazing. I don't understand.
I like the crumbling crap.
We have an H&M in America. We don't have a Baths of Caracalla in America.
Exactly.
You can't take your new purse home and say, "Look, I got it in Italy." At H&M.
You can buy a purse at Dillard's and say, "Look, I got it in Italy." Ain't nobody
I can
knows.
assure you that the thing you're bringing back in the USA, it's the food. You're bringing back olive oil, you're bringing back pasta, you're bringing back bread and all this stuff. The olive oil we do in this area, someone should have to pay me for all these commercials about Sicily. But the olive oil we do here is the best of the world. The one I produced a couple of years ago, I don't do it anymore. It was sold in Dine and DeLuca in New York for 45 euros for half a liter. So it is amazing. So I hope I don't have to say anything else or flex anything else to convince you to come in Sicily.
I'm not a foodie, but the food I've eaten in Rome is the best food I've ever had in my life. Like, it's so good.
No.
It's
No,
so good.
no.
Did you just miss the
Absolutely
Rome?
not.
Did you
Absolutely
just miss on
not.
the Romans?
Absolutely not. Sicily is the best place of the world. Absolutely.
Oh,
No. This is the hill I'm dying for. Okay, I'm dying on this hill. Best food in the world is in Sicily. And there is absolutely no doubt about it. Okay?
Actually, it's in New Jersey.
Yeah, Philip.
If I had control of the stream, I would.
You did say you have a big Italian population there, right? In New Jersey?
Oh, huge. Half my students
Wow.
have Italian last names. Half my students. Yeah. I do. Little known fact, one thing that I can make really well is pasta.
We have to taste it, Philip.
You're
We
on
cannot
a
say
stream
that.
with Abel saying I can make pasta.
Abel just did this to Rome. To Rome.
And then Philip follows that up
Absolutely.
with, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm really good at pasta, guys."
The best of pasta.
One comes from a box with everything.
This is the best night of my life.
That's insanity. Now, Abel, to be fair, I haven't had Sicilian food. I've only had Roman food. So
Yeah,
it's not
I
like I'm
understand you.
comparing-
It's not your fault. I know. It's not your fault.
You know.
I understand that. It's fine. You learn. When you taste it, you learn.
Then
I
I'll
have to
learn.
hop off. But
Oh,
it's been
okay.
lovely to meet you, Abel. Awesome to hang out with you guys.
Thank you,
Oh,
Murphy. It was
that's
Thank you,
amazing.
Merphy. Take care.
Thank
Tell
you
me
so
when we're going to
much.
Sicily.
Is it because of me,
Yay.
Murphy, that you're leaving?
Yes, always.
Of course. Make sure you put that in the comments.
Okay, good.
All
Bye.
right.
Bye.
All right.
This is
Well,
so
it
cool.
was-
It's so nice
it
to
was-
meet you, Abel.
Yeah.
And for me too. I cannot stress it out. This is incredible for me. It is absolutely incredible. And when I asked Philip if I had a chance to be part of the SPFBO competition, while I was typing the message on Twitter, I was saying, he's not gonna reply. This is not going to happen. I will never be part of that one. there's no chance, because he said he was searching for a fifth element, a fifth one, helping him. And the video was, I think, already 2 weeks old. So I said, there's no chance, it's not going to happen. But he replied really fast, and he said, why not 6? And then in the group chat, there was the link for the streaming, and my computer was not working. Has to switch to my other, and it actually worked. So until the end, I was sure it was not going to happen. But yeah, it is amazing.
Well, look,
that's fantastic.
I'm in the market for new friends because these two have already betrayed me. So, so I'm constantly, it's like a revolving door because everyone betrays me eventually. So I got to find you.
Well, no, I'm not the stubby one. I won't do that.
You just want to eat.
I will respect you forever and ever.
You just want to eat his pasta. I know that.
It's possible.
No, I want to see the old draft in Sicily too. Philip, actually, I came into the stream late. Who is on your I'm glad that you have a team for next year. Who is on your team?
Okay, so there's Abel and Sam, who was here earlier and is in the chat still. There's Sam, who's still hanging out with us.
And then you.
And let's see, Angela, who is here earlier, and she had to leave because it's late over there. And Brian from BellTube, and Von Roycroft.
Nice.
And yeah, Von is the only one without a channel. He's the only one who's not a booktuber, but he is a self-published author, and he's involved in this place called Writer Unboxed. And it's a bunch of authors who get together as like a support network. And he writes articles for that and reviews and stuff. So he's going to be great. Just a super guy too. Who did I say? I'm forgetting. Wait, I said Abel and Angela and Brian and Sam and Vaughn and who was? No, there's one more because there's 6. Wait, who am I missing?
Check the email.
Check the email for me. Who am I leaving out here?
I don't know. But make sure y'all message this person and say that Philip doesn't know they exist.
Now I feel like a dope. Somebody wonderful. I know that.
Usman.
Matt Pittman.
Of course, Matt. Yes, Matt. Go read books. Go read books.
Go read books.
Oh,
I don't know who that is. Do I?
G-E-H. It's G-E-A-U.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I know that. Okay, yes.
Yeah. So Matt.
How do you say that? How do you say his handle? His.
Go.
It's just go. It's French. It's go.
It's
go. Oh, okay.
Go read books. Yeah.
It's the French word. It written in the style, but it would be pronounced like the water or whatever is O. It's written similarly.
Yeah.
Go.
Are you sure that French Arthurian author didn't invent that word also?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. If you can invent Lancelot, you can invent anything, I think.
I'm putting the Warlord Chronicles on my chart right now.
Yay.
Right. So you made a convert.
To what?
Warlord Chronicles.
Oh, don't worry. Merphy will get credit. Or Philip.
Wait, what?
Actually, Johanna's been telling me to read it for a long time.
I know. Johanna, I'm so glad that Johanna introduced me to Warlord Chronicles.
Well, because of you introduced me to Warlord Chronicles, so it's kind of you by extension. But I was bullying you, actually. I was bullying Alan. Alan, why haven't you gotten after Philip to read Warlord Chronicles?
You're right.
Yeah,
we got it. Johanna. We got a tag team.
I think that Fantasy Wash, you need to read Warlord Chronicles too.
We were talking about you earlier, Laura. In fact, I believe that Alan was giving Merphy and Johanna questions ahead of time for Jeopardy.
We were trying, it didn't work.
They literally said, hey, can we help you write questions, or can you let us know what the categories are going to be? Like, what? No. Go get the full study guide. Here's a whole study guide.
I will make sure, Evie, I'll put everybody's handle there. But Abel, your channel, if people are trying to find you, it's your handle is not Abel Montero, although that's the title. What
It's
is
Books with Abel.
Books with
Books
Abel.
with with Abel.
It's
And we
not.
can
It's
And
not
everybody says
Abel.
Abel, but it is Abel.
Abel. Abel.
Abel, the European way.
Abel.
Abel.
I'm going to say it wrong. I'm
With-
so sorry.
Put the A is stronger than the rest of the word.
Abel.
Abel. Okay.
Abel. So it's an Abel.
Great.
Abel.
You're a fast learner group of people.
Oh, I'm trying. You
We'll
put
be
it
eating
way much
real
for trying,
pasta.
Laura.
We'll be eating real pasta and
Yeah.
pronouncing your name correctly any day now.
Abel. That's the Latin A. That's how the Latin A is pronounced.
Now we got Evie going on Spear Cuts Through Water.
Oh, yeah.
The spear cuts through. Nobody cares. That's what that's called. called.
You
Oh.
didn't like it?
The spear cuts through Evie's
Evie
skin.
catches
It's
strays
tattooed
over
on her
here.
arm.
Pew, 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 pew. Sorry. No, I can't. I can never have an ancient history question category because no one knows anything. Laura, no one knows any of it. No.
Oh, did you know
That's
this?
what she
Evie?
wants it because she would know.
Did Evie know this? That Andrew Watson's Discord book club is reading Spear Cuts Through Water?
Nice.
I think
Wow.
Evie needs to know that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Evie. Spear cuts through. Evie cares.
Now, this is a great question. I would recommend, well, it depends on who you are in many ways, but I'm just so excited about the library trilogy that's probably the first thing that comes to my mind is start with the book that wouldn't burn, which was my favorite book of last year. And the book 2 is coming out right now in this month. So you'll probably have to wait a year for book 3. That's the only drawback.
Did you read the second one? Did you get like a advanced?
No, I didn't get it. I got an arc of the first one that Mark Lawrence actually sent me himself. And I felt a little bad asking for, because he's over in the UK and it's so expensive to mail books. So I just said, let me just, I actually bought this one too, even though I had the arc as well.
Yeah, I always buy them also, even when I get arcs.
Yeah.
Unless I hate it, I guess then I wouldn't do it. But
right.
If I don't like this library, if you've talked it up too much, Philip, if I don't like this book that wouldn't burn, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set your library on fire and see if your books don't burn.
When are you going to read that, Alan? Are you going to read that this year?
Man, I don't know what I'm gonna read. Like, I've decided, you know what? I'm just gonna read stuff that people like, and I'm not gonna read like KJ Who. I'm just gonna read stuff like that people like. I'm gonna start my freaking Cosmere journey and read Lord Grimdark. And
You're going to be influencer Alan on BookTube.
Absolutely.
All my
that
video
subscribe
titles
button.
are gonna be like top 10 chapters of this book I just read. I read this. Did I hate it?
Did I hate it?
It's gonna be. It's all gonna be that.
That is so
But
funny.
what's the handle for this Alec? Because I searched for the channel, but I cannot find it.
Alec, it's a brand new. Sometimes it's hard to find. It's a cruel thing
I
about
guess so.
YouTube.
I just subscribed too. Let me see.
What's your handle? Tell us in the comments.
It will make some of y'all happy in the comments. I am reading Lives of Locke Lamora. I am going to read that. That is a plan, and I hate it.
Oh,
I hate
wait.
who I am.
Murphy's not here.
When did you start? Did you start it?
Oh, if Merphy comes back, I'll if she shows up, I'll immediately never read it. No, I haven't started yet.
Oh my.
I haven't
Yeah.
finished Twenties the Gods, but freaking Robert Graves won't stop rambling on about freaking Germanic tribes.
They're the coolest. That's why.
No, they're fine. The Germanic tribes are fine. It's just like, man,
Vikings.
I can't.
I'm currently reading Tigana, and it's
Tigana's so good.
It's so good.
I know.
Oh, look at
And the
mine.
thing is, some people don't like it because
I
you
know.
understand, like in that
Uh-oh.
first chapter where it's like, what's the purpose of this guy, Gabriel? Okay, but it's just like after that, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
She heard Alan.
I
She
think
heard.
I was 14 when I read Tigana.
Murphy.
I didn't understand anything of it.
Oh well.
I was too young.
Murphy,
Where'd it
if he
go?
sees you get too happy, he's not going to read it.
Where'd it go? I had it.
Yeah,
here.
no, I love Tigana so far, and I went in with very tempered expectations because I have a
So
lot of
good.
friends who consider it their least favorite or far below A Song for a Bone, which is my book of the year last year.
Where
So
are you at?
I just finished part 1.
Okay, so yeah, so you had the chapter 1, like what is even this? Like, what is this? Why is this here? Like, this is not narratively important. Why is this sexy time right here in the middle of nowhere? Like what is going on? This is unnecessary. It's just,
There you go. Alan Merphy actually feels totally neutral about it.
I don't know why no one
Okay, I see. Interesting.
No one
We're gonna have to share
understands-
thoughts sometime.
that I'm picking it up to read it just so I can publicly DNF it. No one understands my master plan.
That is next level petty.
That's so
Yes,
weird.
thank you, Abel. He understands. Next
And I
level
love it so much because of that. And I respect you so much for that.
Thank you. Next level petty. That's gonna be. This gonna be my next bumper sticker. Next level petty.
Here's somebody with great taste. I hope you like it.
Freaking.
Oh yeah, I'm also reading Return to Eden right now. Just taking it very slowly, but getting through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
But I have to say, I'm a quarter through the book. Well, maybe I shouldn't say anything yet. I'll bark at you later, Philip.
Don't spoil the book for me. I'm
Maybe I
reading
won't
book
say
2
anything
next
yet.
week, so please.
In case anybody hasn't
no.
read it.
Oh, Facebook. All right. Oh, thanks, Britton. I appreciate it. Facebook. Yeah, I'm not even on really. I mean, I am, but I'm hardly active at all on Facebook. But
I hate Facebook
You're not
so
on
much.
Instagram either. Philip Chase.
Why
Why don't
only
you
on
use
Twitter?
Instagram?
He's only on Twitter.
Because
know.
I want to tag you when I take pretty pictures of the books and all the
Yes.
stuff that I see.
Instagram is so wonderful. I love Instagram
Please.
more.
Abel.
Just for the aesthetics of it.
I need to start
Sometimes
Instagram.
I sit in front of my library and stare at the books without reading just because it makes me feel so good. So I want to take pretty pictures of your books too. And I want to tag you. You have to know about that. There's an entire world of pretty picture that you don't know of your books.
Oh well, I better get on there then.
Yeah, Abel. You need to take pictures of your food and put it on Instagram.
Pasta.
And you could take pictures of your pasta, Philip.
And we'll compare. Let's see which one looks better and tastes better.
Philip's got the endless pasta bowl from Olive Garden, like next to Abel's, like homemade, like finely crafted.
The main difference is it's not just because of the way you cook it. It's because we actually produce the pasta. We do it by hand before you cook it. And then the very thing that was blowing minds when I was cooking was that I just had to put an arm outside the window and picking all the herbs that I needed to cook. It was such a nice view to do that and to sprinkle the herbs on the thing. So I had so many people from the USA crying, saying, "This is the best food I have ever eaten. It's just changing my life." It is really
that's awesome.
Normal for us because of the food we have. We are blessed for that because the island is really rich for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I can understand, Philip. It's not your fault.
I know. The one realm I will never actually claim any prowess in whatsoever is in the culinary field. It's not my. I like to eat, but I don't cook very well.
It's definitely
but
not my
you cannot do everything so well. Come on, you're a great writer. That's enough.
That's true.
And now you're making everyone hungry, Abel.
Mission accomplished.
Y'all got coffee in Sicily?
Good night, Glenn. Coffee.
Yeah, so many kinds, but not the really long and really light coffee you have there. I have espresso.
Coffee. I can't go to and I hate being like, I'm not one of these people where coffee is my personality. Like, I'm not going to be like, don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
I used to be like that.
But I do have to, like, I have to have coffee. I don't know what I'll do. Like, coffee is like 90% of what I consume. As far as
that's how my dad is. My dad drinks coffee all day long.
Me too.
When
I had,
you-
you know what my last cup of coffee was last night? 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit crazy.
What do you mean that's crazy? This is crazy at Rome. Doing this at Rome is crazy.
You know, Sicilian people, we really don't get scared so easily. You know, that's not easy to get scared by anything. I mean, I'm a scary
Especially
cat
Romans.
when
Yeah.
I read books, and there's especially a specific scene in the first book, In the Way of Edan, which was so scary. And another word that I want to say, because I don't want to spoil anybody that hasn't read it, that I finished that scene, I was like, why am I reading this book? Okay.
Wow.
Is
It
the
was
one
a
with the nasty,
torture
like
scene.
blood? Is the thing that comes from the floor? Is it that one?
It's the thing when they are treating really badly a prisoner.
Yes,
yeah.
I finished recording that, and I said that to Philip because I
Yeah.
agree.
And
I
I'm
read
just
that, I'm like,
afraid that I'm gonna like you less because your voice is going to voice Bledla. Because I hate that character so much.
His Bledla is so good. His Bledla is so good. It's amazing. I can't wait for people to hear his Bledla.
that scene was so much fun to record.
Yeah.
So cool.
I don't
It's a
remember.
crazy scene. It's a crazy scene. And when I did my review, I said, did we really need that? Because I was so shocked. But actually, I started my review saying, The Way of the Dan punched me in the face.
Nice.
And I really don't know why. Just because of that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
love
can
it.
wait to listen to the audiobook.
Thank you,
Mm.
Josh. Thank you so much.
Hey, I also love Yorman, Sam.
Oh,
got you.
Yorman.
Also.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great question, Jesse. And just without getting into it too much, it's because it's early in the book. The short answer is yes. It is actually. Yeah.
The
very
elf
much
is the coolest thing ever. It's my favorite thing. The series.
That's because you are an elf, Johanna.
Yeah.
You're so nice, Johanna.
And not just an ordinary elf, as you can see there next to your name. You're an assassin elf.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you're gonna love everything, Sam. You're gonna love this audiobook. No doubt about it. And there's another author here in the chat, Matthew Prindle, author of Bob the Wizard. Fantastic book. One of the semifinalists from my batch, actually. Really great read. Really enjoyed that one a lot. Bob the Wizard. Yep. Good to see you, Matthew.
Yeah.
So,
I need
Well,
all of
I
y'all.
should probably get going, but I just
we're gonna wrap
I'm
it
so
up pretty
happy
soon
for you,
here.
Philip.
yeah,
I'm
thank you so
happy
much,
for you.
guys. Thank you so much. We are going to
Thank
wrap it
you.
up.
Okay.
While I still have some friends here, it's probably a good time to do that. And we've been going for 2.5 hours. So thank you, guys. Thank you for my earlier guests as
Thank you.
well. This
do
has
the
been a
firework thing.
blast celebrating. Oh, yeah. Blast celebrating.
It was amazing.
And yeah, what's the matter, Alan? No Mac?
No, I would never. No, I would be a Luddite before I'd use a Mac.
That's for you, Alan.
Alan, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Thank you. Y'all ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
You know, we'll be eating pasta and
Yes.
seeing the temple of Selinunte and thinking about them and say, poor people, they're not with us. But you know what? We are just eating pasta, so who cares?
Correct. They can zoom in on their Macs.
All right, everybody.
Philip,
Thank you so
Although
much.
you have a
Thank
lot
you
of
so
new
much.
fans.
Thanks for letting me hang out, Philip.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody in
guys.
chat. Have a wonderful evening. And until next time, everybody.